All right, y'all. Welcome. It's your boy Professor X, aka Malik X, of course. Most call me. Back with another episode of wrestling topics discussion. And as you see, I got my brothers, Kid Stacy here, and brothers Argon Seven. How y'all doing this evening?
You want to go first,
Good.
Stacy, or me? I am
Yeah,
great.
you said first. Yeah.
All right, I'm great. I'm
All
just
right.
chilling with the fam. That's all.
Okay. The first topic we're going to get into is Charlotte Flair's fiance Andrade. Apparently, Andrade is not too happy in WWE. As a matter of fact, he is said to be miserable. He was said to be absolutely miserable backstage at WWE Raw on Monday. It says the report was that he was looking absolutely miserable. And noted earlier, Andrade requested to be released, but it's not clear if that request was granted. It's more likely that the company will have him complete the remainder of his contract. The news about him being unhappy in WWE is not new, and we've heard similar stories when he was in NXT before. He was paired with Zelina Vega. Andre uh, Andrade was not clicking on NXT until he was paired with Vega, but his push stalled on the main roster. He was beginning to get pushed when Paul Heyman was in charge of creative, but that push was halted by Vince McMahon when Heyman was relieved of his duties. And Andrade has already removed all WWE references from his social media accounts on Twitter, et cetera, et cetera. So, see, to me, right there, like like Paul White, who signed with AEW, there's bullshit going on backstage where good talents, real talents, young talents that should be pushed are not happy. And see, his push stalled, I think, not only when Paul Heyman was relieved of duties, but also when Vega was fired as well. So there you go right there. And of course, even though Charlotte Flair is his fiance, I don't think she has the clout or pull, to say anything or do anything despite her position. You know what I mean? Oh, so what are y'all's thoughts? Either one can go first.
I'll definitely go first.
All
I
right,
gotta go first. Okay,
go ahead.
because this right here is news to me.
Yeah.
I get that he's with Charlotte and everything like that, but I don't think Charlotte has enough pull to bring him up. Now, if it was the reverse, like Andrade was the big star and his wife, was having this issue, I could see him having, pull to get her, further up on the roster or at least get her on TV. It's to me, it's not surprising. You see a lot of people are leaving to AEW for one, but also I just think a lot of people in WWE is miserable, and I think majority of it is due to politics. It's so many people that said the same thing over and over. It's politics. It's dealing with bullshit. It's dealing with pettiness. Um, it's like when you're together, WWE will try anything to break up couples. It's like WWE doesn't want anybody to be married. You already know that people don't want Charlotte and Andrade together, so they're going to try to do everything to break them up. I mean, I feel like it's kind of Rusev and Lana all over again. Like they was trying to do everything, whether it was storyline or anything like that, to break them up. So I think this is one of those situations where Andrade is just the latest victim to fall into that. And if he's miserable and he's not on TV, there's a serious problem. And we all know that Paul Heyman, even though people may call him a sleazy slime ball, he knows talent when he sees it.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, Paul Heyman has a big resume, a long resume of superstars that people wouldn't even thought of, and he at least brung them to relevancy. I mean, even if they didn't win a championship or anything like that, he still made sure people remembered their name. And then Zelina Vega, which is one of my favorites, honestly. She was actually one of my favorites, not even just as a manager, just as a talent in WWE. So when she got paired with Andrade, people was iffy about it, but then, those two started to catch on. They started doing the little fancy entrances and things like that, like laying in the ring, posing, which a lot of people liked, including myself. And then they became a dynamic duo. And then Zelina gets fired, and then Andrade really has nothing left. It's kind of like, I hate to bring this comparison, but it's like Alberto Del Rio and Ricardo. It's like when you took away Ricardo, what was Del Rio? I mean, sure, they put the championship on him, but seriously, what was Del Rio without Ricardo? So I think
That's
it's one of
true.
those situations, and I feel bad for Andrade because I think he is a talented superstar, and I think he can represent for a base, Hispanic base that because remember, WWE has demographics that they have to please. So I think having Andrade out there, he could, be someone for the Hispanic community. Because I understand Rey Mysterio's kind of in that position, but Rey Mysterio is more like the downside. I mean, he's still influential to a lot of people, and I think he's a higher tier status than Dominic personally. I think he's a higher status, a higher stature. People know of him more, but it's just a shame. I just think WWE just don't want talent. I think they just want robots in there to have a code name A B C D E F G or whatever, and just go out and act the same and do the same. So with Andrade, this is just the latest person to deal with WWE nonsense, and it's a damn shame. And if he goes to AEW, it's going to look really, really bad because it's like more and more former WWE superstars just seem to keep going to AEW, and sooner or later, AEW is going to have an overfilled roster of former WWE talent, and you don't want to do the same thing that impacted. So that's how I feel on it.
All right, Kid Stacy, what are your thoughts, buddy?
Oh, I think we got technical issues.
Hey, Stacy, you there?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's a damn shame, really, because he's a really talented guy, and I guess he's suffering from that
Yeah,
thing.
your audio is kind of breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, it is. I think it's about to cut out.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, but it seemed like the audio seemed like it is cutting in and
Can you
out.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yes, we hear you.
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, and your image freeze a little bit too.
Yes, the image is frozen. It's kind of going back and forth.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Okay. Let me know if it
Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know what's up with it. Saying with Andrade, it's a bit of a shame because he's a really talented guy, but well, and the main roster, and again, they don't know what to do with them. And I feel like as well, it's like they're like, yeah, we don't really care because we've got our Angel Garza, so he's filling that spot for them that Andrade can't. I mean, he's AEW bound. Yeah, he's AEW bound, but I mean, for me, I'd like to see him go somewhere else. I think he might get even overlooked in AEW because they've got so many new guys coming over there. He could go New Japan, he could go to Mexico. There's a lot of places go on the independents as well. But it's a coup for another company in their hat because he was underappreciated for a long time, and I do agree with what you say, Zargon. I don't think Charlotte has that pull to keep him there. I did notice that he did take his any mention of WWE off his social media in that. So the writing's on the wall. I mean, he's asked for his release. Hopefully, they're not going to play hardball with him and kind of,
they are.
Just not release him
Of
from
course,
his contract.
they've already said no.
Oh, right, they've already said no, have they?
Yeah.
You know who they're gonna try. They probably might try to give him the Dean Ambrose treatment. Like, oh, this motherfucker want to be released. Oh, he want to be bold and take all this WWE stuff off his social media. I bet we're gonna job him out. Make sure he loses to everybody. I could see them doing something like that.
Right. They're so petty like that. I could see them doing that. Do you know what I mean? But in a way, I'm happy for him. If WWE is not the be all and end all, and if you can find life somewhere else, then go for it. Do you know what I mean?
But it's sad that we have a lot of people, whether they're man or woman, go through this type of stuff. It's just ridiculous.
I agree.
Yeah, that's true. Also, like I said, apparently instead of jobbing him out, he hasn't been on TV in over 2 months now. Basically, the phrase is he's in catering. So
okay, but they could put him in the dark matches. You got to remember that they could have him in dark matches to to bring up somebody else or bring up the next person or the next person. So WWE is slick. They got some.
Oh yeah, see, and I think 205 Live is the dark matches now. They might stick him over there or might have him show up, one of those, at any time. Of course, like you said, there could be a WWE program that I don't know about that's on the network where he's stuck, which is kind of like the Superstars. Remember that, and also Sunday Night Heat, and
Sunday Night Heat was a lot better though. Yeah. I'm gonna put that out there. Even Velocity was
Velocity. Yeah,
that was my next. Watch that every week.
That was the next thing I was about to mention was Velocity. But and also on a side note, Aleister Black. You notice same thing with him. He's been in catering and been off TV. And look at this. Now they've said now that they're gonna keep. He's gonna finish his contract, basically being in catering. So basically, he's just gonna, I guess, sell his contract. Because they're not putting him on TV. They're not putting him in any matches. And this is basically after Zelina was fired also. And like I said, those two are married for real. So he went straight to the doghouse. That was so right there you got two that's possible AEW bound, if not either Impact or Ring of Honor. Like I said, Tony Khan, even I think Cody Rhodes said in the interview, they're not gonna hire all WWE rejects or anybody that comes, but you never know. You never know. See, those two are stars. I can see them in AEW, and like I say, they're still young, so you can book them to be in matches and in feuds. Like I say, Aleister Black versus Kenny Omega, I'd pay to see that because as good as Aleister Black is, and business is, that'd be a good match. Aleister Black versus Dean Ambrose. Same thing with Andrade. There's some good matchups in AEW for him to do, be some good storylines. You know what I mean? So, and then you can actually pair Andrade with Thunder Rosa. They're both Hispanic. You know what I mean? That'd be a good pairing, and it might do better than him and Zelina Vega. Also, Vega's 90-day no compete clause is up. So they said AEW hasn't approached her yet. So I mean, she could be doing something else right now. You know what I mean? Because she may not want to get back into wrestling right now. Because she's doing good on her Twitch only, on her social media accounts.
That's true.
All right. Here's the second thing we want to get into. AEW's Revolution and a big signing, Christian Cage. So he was the big big signing. Yeah, Christian Cage signed with AEW because and the thing is,
do it. I'm sorry, I gotta do
it. Here's the thing right here. Says he was interviewed on Renee Paquette's Oral Sessions podcast, fresh off Cage's AEW debut. He talked about why he left WWE and why he joined AEW. Of course, we know why he left WWE. Same reason all of them are leaving. Says the whole thing started when I did the unsanctioned match on Raw with Randy Orton, where I couldn't get physically touched. It was a real thing, and I thought, really, this is where I'm at, that I can't get touched. So I took it upon myself, and I made my own appointment and all those sorts of things. I went to the University of South Florida Concussion Center. I saw them before I was retiring. I saw the same doctor. I made the appointment and went on my own. I didn't tell anybody I was doing it. My thought process was, if I go in and they tell me that they think I'm good, it opens up new doors. If they say you shouldn't do this, then I'm in no different situation than I was when I woke up that morning. I went in and did the tests. I sat down with the doctor after he said, you crushed these tests. This was in June. He said, you're average or above average on all the test scores. You didn't fail anything. Your physical scores are good. We had a conversation, and I told him where my head was at. I said, if you think I'm crazy and you don't think I should do this, that's fine, but I need to know. He said, I don't think you're crazy at all. I think you can do this. So basically, whatever WWE did or didn't do as far as that, and the thing is, Vince and the officials felt blindsided by Christian Cage signing with AEW, which is a good thing. So thing is,
that is a blindside.
I think that's good to see. As much as Vince and WWE blindside everybody else, they deserve a little karma, and more karma, and obviously more karma's coming. Christian Cage, Paul White, and who's next? Like I said, and Andrade and Aleister Black are good contestants for that company. But Christian Cage signed with AEW. It shows you right there, AEW is the future.
So he's going there to wrestle?
Yeah, because he signed with them. Yeah, he's already got a shirt. I will outwork anyone, and so does
I
Big Show.
thought he was retired.
No,
Like, I thought
no,
Christian
no.
was
Well,
retired. Like,
I just read part of the podcast right there. He went to the doctors. All his tests were good, so he's good to go. So he's going to wrestle. So he's good. You know, and also another quote he says, if I didn't have the confidence that I would be able to go like I did, I wouldn't even be attempting this. This is one of the things that I have always taken pride in. If my name is on something, if I'm involved in something, I'm all in on it. It's no different here. I'm coming back to prove that I'm one of the best in my mind to ever, and I hate saying these kinds of things, but I feel like I'm one of the best to ever do this. That's what I was born to do. I'm coming back to prove that, and to prove to the fans. And in a weird sense, my body has been preserved for 7 years. I'm 7 years older, but also I haven't put any damage on my body in 7 years. I think that's saying something. It's given all those nagging things that accumulated over the years have been given the proper amount of time to heal. I feel good, not just physically, but mentally. I'm in a good place. And AEW is a good place to start if you want to, if you feel reborn. So, hey, Christian Cage is good. I'm looking forward to seeing him. So, y'all's thoughts. Who wants to go first?
Yeah. Can I take this? Yeah, I was definitely shocked when I heard the instant classic Christian Cage was coming to AEW. I mean, I'm like Zargan. I was surprised. I thought, you know, I know he had his concussions, and I remember them putting out a statement saying he quietly retired from the WWE at the time. And yeah, definitely wasn't expecting that. I mean, is he pushing 50 now? How old is he now, Christian? I mean, he's got a lot of, I know he's had a chance to heal up, but I mean, he's had a lot of wear and tear on the bodies, those ladder matches, those TLC matches and that. And, you know, he can still, I mean, like these kind of veterans where they can still offer a lot to the game as well. They can, you know, a lot of the young guys, AEW is populated with a lot of young guys. He can give a lot of knowledge as well, maybe not just inside the ring, but, you know, the psychology wise of how to put to match together and things like that. And listen, me personally, I've never really regarded Christian as a main eventer. I've respected him. You know, I respected what he's did, and I respect his attitude that, you know, if WWE ain't going to give it to me, I'll go elsewhere. Look what he did in TNA. You know, he became a champion there, you know, and you know, he's one of those guys that he's not going to be limited to WWE. So I respect that. I don't know what we can do with Christian Cage in 2021 on TV, but if he can still go and if he's still healthy, you know, and he can still mix it up with these young guys, then I'm all for it. I just hope he's been properly checked out. I know there's sometimes an eagerness to get back in the ring, and I hope he's done things all above board so he's safe in the ring and everything like that. But yeah, I was a little bit shocked to see Christian Cage back. But I mean, if he can go, then he can go.
Oh yeah. All right, Brother Zargon, your turn.
7 years, yo. I didn't even know he silently retired. I just thought he just stopped wrestling. That, like, I didn't even see anything in regards to him retire. I just felt he was retired because he hadn't wrestled in so long. So the first question I'm going to ask, as far as Christian Cage, because I know I got to say Christian Cage now, I'm curious as to what style of wrestling he's going to wrestle. I don't see him in the ladder matches per se. I don't know if he's going to be more of a technician because Christian is an interesting character. I felt Christian falls under the very underrated guys. Kid Stacy, I know you say you don't feel he's a main eventer, but I felt he was. I'm not going to say he's going to be like the guy, but I felt like he should have been one of the guys in rotation. So instead of like being a Rock or Austin, I felt he was more like a guy who could be a 1 or 2 time champion like that. I felt he was one of those type of guys, like a guy that can hold the belt for somebody, even if you want to say transitional champion. I think he was at least good enough to do that. The thing is with Christian, I don't want to see him in ladder matches. I don't want to see, because I don't want to have that image in my head that happened with Matt Hardy. I don't want to see that. Like, that was a really bad image. And I really am a fan of Matt Hardy and Christian. So for me, I took it a lot more personal. So I think Christian getting in the ring, I think he would have to get the ring rust off. first and foremost. But secondly, he definitely has to change his style. He can't be going. This is a couple moves that he does in his arsenal, and I think he should just eliminate that stuff, eliminate all that high flying stuff. Even if Christian becomes a brawler, a dirty wrestler, like, guys that just low blow or things like that. Like, because his finisher is not something where it's like off the top rope. He still has, well, I don't even know what he calls it nowadays. I still call it the unprettier or unprettier. I still call it that to this day. So, his finisher is not something that's high impact. So that's good for him. So I think Christian has to see what his body can take and what it can't. The only problem is also as far as Christian and Cage taking moves, because you have a lot of guys in AEW that likes to, jump off the top rope. So that's also another dynamic, because it's as much as it is you dishing it out, it's also stuff that you're taking in. So let's just say, for example, I don't know if he's still in AEW or not, but take Neville or Pac or whatever he's calling himself these days.
Yeah, he's still there. Yeah, because he came back. He's tagged up again. Yeah, so he's up twice. Yeah, so
so I'm saying if he takes that finisher, which is a nice ass finisher, but I'm saying to take something like that on Christian at this age, So that's I'm just interested to see that dynamic. It's kind of the same thing with me when I look at Edge. I don't want to see Edge taking, 5-star frog splashes off the top rope. Like, I like the fact that him and Reigns is going. Reigns has a safe move like a spear, so it's not a real big move that, is going to cause a lot of damage. It's not like he's taking a move from, Mr. Kennedy where he's doing like a senton off the rope or something like that. So for both Edge and Christian, I don't know if this is the ego thing between Edge and Christian, like they're having this competition, because it's kind of ironic that Edge comes back and he has, he's going to have his future match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and then suddenly right behind it, Christian goes to AEW, and suddenly, he's wrestling again. So I don't know if those two kind of had some little, conversation back and forth saying what they were going to do. I understand Christian said that he wasn't going to, like, he didn't tell anybody, but I did think he told somebody, at least Edge. I think he would at least give Edge a heads up, like, yo, look, I'm going to AEW. I'm going to test the waters and see how it is over there. I could see him having that type of conversation based upon the relationship that Edge and Christian has had for a very long time. And weren't they doing a podcast at one point in time?
Yeah, they had a podcast. Yeah, it was called Edge and Christian, and it was on the WWE network on one of their formats. Yeah, because they did a podcast. I didn't listen to it, but yeah, they probably had a good podcast. And the thing is, I'm saying the thing is, they probably got tired of doing that. And like I said, Edge was clear to wrestle again. Christian came along later.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I believe Christian probably told Edge or something, because Edge hasn't said anything in the media about Christian, but everybody else.
If I'm Edge, I'm not gonna say shit. Like, that's my homeboy. We came into business together, so I ain't gonna say shit. Do your thing, man. Good luck.
Everybody else was blindsided or shocked. Even Paul. Even I got an article. Paul Heyman was throwing him some shade about joining AEW. I think it was either. I think not negative, but it might have been positive. I don't know if they were friends. But the thing is, business is business, and like I said, Tony Khan has dollars. He's got money to pay these guys. He's probably getting more money and a better deal, as is Paul White. He's doing a YouTube show called AEW of something. It's AEW Dark something. I forget what it's called. Oh, it's damn, I forgot what it was, but he's mentioned it twice. But he's doing a YouTube show with Tony Schiavone. So that's what he's doing over there, and he may get physical. Who knows? Now, as far as Christian actually got physical with Kenny Omega on last week on the show. He got in the ring when Kenny Omega doing a promo, and he got his face, and I think Christian got physical and did his move on him. So see right there. So see, I guess he's good. I mean, if you saw the show, I watch it. That's how I know. So Christian got physical. So see, I think he's in good shape and he's ready to go.
Well, let's just hope he don't have a moment like Sting, because everybody kept bringing up the Sting. I don't know. I guess he got slammed by somebody, and everybody just kept playing Sting's reaction. So I just kept seeing all types of memes in regard to Sting. So hopefully,
well, years ago when Sting was in WWE, this is after he lost to WrestleMania, which he shouldn't have.
He should have never lost that. But that's just WWE swinging.
He had a match with
on that one.
Yeah, he had a match with Seth Rollins on Raw.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Seth Rollins slammed his back of his neck onto that hard turnbuckle with like that move, and that's what caused Sting issues. He had to retire for all that time. Yeah, that was Seth Rollins. fast forward to now, Sting was actually wrestled on the pay-per-view last Sunday, AEW Revolution. It was a street fight, him and Darby Allin versus Taz's boys. The big dude Brian Cage. It was street fight. Yeah, and actually Sting got the win. He got the pin. He did good.
Was my dude back in the day.
Yeah, like I said, because Sting used the bat. It was a street fight. They had weapons and the chairs and everything. And Sting hit Brian Cage with the reverse Scorpion Death Drop and got the pin. So and he's okay. So and he looked good. He did the Stinger Splash and everything. He did all that and everything. So that was a good match. It was classic Sting.
Okay.
All right, now we'll go to Paul White on his frustrations with WWE and what Vince said to him when he signed with AEW. He says, a quote here says, "This was a very quick decision that was made in a matter of 48 hours for me." White said about leaving WWE for AEW. For me, it was just I think creatively, it was frustration. I've gone back and forth with Paul Heyman and Bruce Pritchard and Vince. I had some medical issues a couple of years ago where I had some problems with my hip real bad. You know how things are there. You kind of get out of the loop a little bit, and it's real hard for them to work you back into the loop, no matter how much talent you have, no matter how much you have to offer. It was frustrating to me because, yeah, sure, I was making money. I worked once against Drew after WrestleMania. I did a couple of things. I came in to be partners with Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe, and then that went out. I'm like, I need more than this. I've never been ever a sit on the bench guy. I'm not going to take money just to sit at home and be happy like a little princess. That's not my deal. I like to work for my money. I like to earn it. And I like performing. I think I went 18 years with the WWE without missing a European tour, spring or fall. People ask, "Show, how do you get on this plane? How do you do that?" I just had to do what I had to do. I had two choices. I could go to work or I could not. It's all in the attitude, and I love doing what I'm doing. He says, I think the biggest thing was the letdown for me of not being able to get something going creatively. I've known Vince for a long time, and he gets focused and gets blinders on, and he's doing what he's doing. It's real hard to be that squeaky wheel that gets the grease. If you're not at TVs and you're just sitting there, it's like, hey, Paul White is still alive. Paul White is clear. He can work. It got frustrated trying to knock on the doors. But basically, he basically is telling you, WWE wasn't giving him, I guess, any work. Yes, he's older, of course. No, we all get older. But if he feels he's in shape, but at the same time, like I said, for WWE, they're trying to push these young guys up from NXT. So they're trying to give them TV time. So I guess they can't find the time or creative time to give Paul White, Big Show any time while giving the new guys, the storylines. Like I said, even though Raw is 3 hours, there's only so much they can do in 3 hours. So that's the system. Like I said, if Paul White had more to offer, or he wanted to offer more, they should have found something. And like I said, that tag match with him and Samoa Joe, that was pretty good. That was like a classic wrestling match. That was actually a good match. But it is what it is. So now, and also, just like Christian Cage, when he came out, he has a new shirt already, and it's called No More BS, and that's a metaphor. BS could stand for Big Show, but at the same time, no more Monday Night BS, meaning no more bullshit. That's how I look at it. But yeah, no more Big Show, but also no more bullshit. Monday Night bullshit. But I remember I saw Vince said it. Vince called him, or he called Vince. Vince said, "Congratulations, and I wish you luck." So Vince was gracious about it. But what y'all's thoughts on that? Zargano or Stacey, which one of y'all want to go first?
I'll let you guys off because I spoke on Paul White last week, so you go for it first.
Oh, okay. All right. He has a shirt, No More BS. Okay, so the first thing I want to ask in regards to Christian and Big Show, when they first came to AEW, did they go on this tirade about how WWE was so bad?
No, they didn't. It was
Thank God.
Yeah. Okay. Big Show debuted first, and he said he had a big scoop coming to the AEW Revolution, a new Hall of Fame signee, and Christian Cage was a signee. So
okay, because I mean I get it. WWE is shitty and things like that. The problem is I just hate when every single superstar does it. Like every former WWE talent, they leave WWE and then suddenly they just go on this whole tirade about WWE. Like if you want to go on your tirade, do it on social media, do a YouTube video about it. But when you come like to a different wrestling promotion, it looks tacky to me. It's like your ex-girlfriend leaving you, and instead of you just moving on with your life, you're still talking about your ex. So that's kind of how I look at it. So I was just hoping that they didn't do it. Like I was just hoping like, okay, you know what? I got a new opportunity to, you know, contribute, I guess, to this company, AEW, and then just go from there. So it's good to know. But the shirt, I kind of like the dig, no more BS. And you know, it could stand for Big Show, it could stand for bullshit, it could stand for anything. We don't know.
To me, it stands for both. You can say it stands for both. You can do BS and BS. No more BS and BS.
That's true.
So
okay, so in regards to the Big Show is interesting. Now, Christian Cage, I get it because Christian is a smaller guy. So Christian is going to be taking, you know, moves from smaller guys and possibly bigger guys. The problem with Big Show is it's his hip. From there, do you think Vince McMahon was looking at, and I notice people make it, you know, find it disrespectful, but does Vince McMahon look at Big Show in an Andre the Giant type of position to where Big Show, you know, hip was hurting and he didn't want him to fall under that, you know, big guy? Because, you know, wrestling a bigger guy, I guess, you know, the bigger guy is not going to take a lot of bumps. And I guess you don't want Big Show out there looking like the Great Khali, for example, like looking that bad in the ring. And, you know, some guys, you know, they don't have it, but they're too prideful to say they don't have it anymore. Or depending on their situation, their financial situation, you know, they might need the money or whatever. So they just sit there and try to, you know, do things to their body that's not helpful, like Big Show's hip. And Big Show is a lot older and he's a lot taller and he weighs more. So I'm just curious to think that maybe WWE was looking at Big Show in that sense, or was Vince McMahon letting his ego get the best of him? Like, you know, okay, Big Show, you was good during this time in this era, but we don't need you anymore. So I'm kind of looking at it from those two sides, because I don't want to see, you know, like Big Show wrestle a match and then all of a sudden the next day we found out Big Show passed away for whatever dumbass reason. Because, you know, that's happened plenty of times with superstars, and I don't want Big Show to fall under that category. So that's how I'm looking at it.
all right, all good points, and that's true. Like I said, it can go both ways as far as the point of views between Big Show and Vince. You know, Vince is a businessman. He's got to push, you know, all these new guys now, the ones, you know, Retribution.
It's not like he's doing what he did back then. And I know I hate when I say back in the day, but Jesus Christ, it's like, okay, every guy on your roster is not going to be a world champion. Every guy on your roster is not going to be a main event or whatever. But it doesn't matter, because even if a guy is a jobber can still bring you money. I mean, that's how I look at it. I mean, a jobber you can still remember. Take the Brooklyn Brawler. People still remember Brooklyn Brawler to this day.
I do too.
He lost a gazillion matches. So
of course,
it's not all about, I mean, I understand people feel it's about the wins and the losses, but it's like, can you come into WWE and WWE book you in a position to where fans remember you? Okay? Because when we watched wrestling when we was younger, it didn't matter who the guy was, whether he was the main event to the jobber. You knew exactly who everybody was, whether it was the single division, whether it was the tag team division. I mean, take a tag team like Taka Michinoku and Funaki. Funny as shit. I mean, it's funny as shit, but I mean, you still remember who they are. They didn't win many matches, but I mean, still, and still to this day, I use Funaki, SmackDown #1 announcer. Just gonna put that.
See, that's how I was going to mention. That was hilarious. And look at this. When they used to do pay-per-views before the COVID, they used to have them on there with the foreign. You would still see him, and you would see him and another Japanese announcer. So yeah, that SmackDown #1 announcer, that was hilarious. That was great. I remember that. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and think of when Prince Albert came back. It came back as Tensai. Okay, Tensai wasn't the most, you know, spectacular thing, but people still remembered who he was. He wasn't the main eventer in WWE. Like he wasn't somebody that, you know, was a household name. But when he came back, people still knew who the fuck he was. That's the thing that I hate about WWE. It's like they treat they superstars like they're fucking prisoners, like they just number XY for 306 or some shit like that.
And see, Albert came in with Test. You remember when he first
Yes,
came out?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And that's how Chris Stratus broke in.
Yeah.
Chris Stratus was the manager, see, so it was called TNA. But for TNA, get it? TNA, Test and Albert, but TNA like the BS can be T, because for the action era, Yeah, it's an ass. There you go. Well, we'll say it. Hey, brother Stacey, your thoughts on Big Show's No More BS?
Yeah. I definitely like the catchphrase and that, and it's probably showing just where he is right now at his life. Now he's probably sick of it, and if he can make money, if the grass is greener on the other side, then go for it. I mean, I was saying last time that he could be used perhaps in a special capacity role, almost like an ambassador. He's an older wrestler now. He's had a lot of injuries, so maybe it might be a good opportunity for them to use him as a special attraction. I don't really need to see Big Show out there every. Pardon me?
No, I'm saying he could be a special attraction like Andre. Like Andre didn't have to wrestle like every freaking week. You can use him as a special attraction.
Absolutely. I mean, I gather he could probably still do the showstopper, the choke slam. So he's all good. Just pop him out there. And I mean, I think he's quite a funny and witty person anyway. So I'll be looking forward to hearing him on commentary as well. I think he can add a different side to that as well. I think there's still some upside to Big Show as well. And again, I don't know how much of it is that they want them on the TV as well, but it's also just to train up the young guys. Because sometimes when I watch, on a side note, when I watch a lot of AEW matches, I don't see any psychology. Sometimes I just see like a video game sometimes, and that's just my personal opinion. Not every match is like that, not every character is like that, but sometimes when I do watch it, I just see a load of guys going backwards and forward and not selling anything. And sometimes it might be helpful to get some veterans on board and teach them how a match could be done without all the flippy floppy shit sometimes. But yeah, I mean, if Big Show's going to be great there, then more power to him. So I'm not really too fussed over that.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to, like I said, I'm looking forward to see what Christian Cage does. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Big Show does.
Big Show. I don't care. I'm still going to call him Big Show, and I'm still going to go around in the Big Show's theme. I don't give a shit.
Go ahead, man. Hey, man, do your thing. To each his own. If he's still a Big Show, a lot of fans, he'll always be the Big Show.
Because, we talking about the old version, not the new, not the latest one that he had. We talking about with the whole when he had the black and white video with the 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, we talking about that theme song.
The big nasty bastard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the big nasty. Oh yeah, that was cool.
The big handprint.
Oh yeah. Hey, before we go on any further, I'm gonna send a shout out to the chat. Shout out to brother Eric Melendez Battle. Also, shout out to Arthur King Lion. And also, shout out to my boy Big Remington Steele, aka Juggalo Gamers, in the chat. Also, a shout out to everyone in the asylum. And everyone, thanks for watching. But Big Show, I'm looking forward to seeing good things from Big Show and Christian. So they should add, like I said, different flavor and different vibe to the show. Like I said, see, they can help young guys, but also let them wrestle too. I mean, you don't got to put them on wrestle, and then have it winning, and bearing the current talent. Just have them, they want to work, they want to perform, and if they're happy, like I say, you can keep building the big guys, keep building Moxley, Darby Allin, everybody who's on the roster, the small guys, like that the dinosaur group, the big dude and the small dude who's Luke Perry's son. Yeah, them guys, that faction. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Now let's go to something. Now I'm going to switch gears to Jim Cornette. As you know, Jim Cornette has his own YouTube show podcast, and he basically just dogs everybody. He's basically been dogging AEW, and recently he took a vile shot at Miro and Penelope Ford. Right here, he says Miro is being allowed to be himself, and he is obviously a complete fucking goof. He has no idea how to get over. He has no idea what got him over for that little time before in the other company. He does this stupid shit and obviously enjoys himself doing it. He was paired with a fucking kid who looks like he's in middle school, and his his slutty girlfriend to have a feud with a guy who sticks his hands in his pockets. That's Orange Cassidy, of course. And another guy who looks like he cuts his hair with a pencil sharpener. Job guy underneath talent all the way, and he has embraced this instead of saying in Iron Sheik impression, "No, Tony Khan, you make me top guy, or I fuck you and humble you." No, that's the Iron Sheik, but he's a fucking idiot. Miro with his Minnie Mouse t-shirts. Wow. Here's one thing about you got to say about Jim Cornette. He pulls no punches, and that motherfucker is hilarious. I'm just saying. But look, the guy's been in the business like Paul Heyman. He's been in the business 40 years. Remember, he came from the NWA, the old school NWA, where even mid-card guys could be main event guys. I mean, the whole roster could be stars. You had Dusty Rhodes, Old Andersons, the Horsemen, Ryan Garvin. All them guys could be stars. And like I said, the formula was great back then. I mean, it was rough, yeah, but it was great back then because you had cage matches. You had good blood matches. You had plenty of blood, war games, all that good stuff. But here's the thing. Oh yeah, he called Penelope Ford Penelope Pit Stop. That was one of the quotes in the. I bet she is a pit stop too. But and you gotta admit, even back then, even now, a lot of these chicks, they freaks. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like this. No matter who you're dating or who you're married to, you're on the road. So and as I always say, there's always some swinging going on backstage because there's plenty of swinging in WWE. Let me tell you now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And Vince McMahon is doing most of the swinging because this is what I always tell people. Why do you think he started the Diva Skank search? Because he damn sure ain't sleeping with his wife no more. So he needs some fresh meat. So Christy Hemme, Stacy Keibler, she had legs.
I would definitely sleep with both of them.
Of course, yeah. Make sure you haven't tested. That's just me. But anyway. I'm just saying,
I like how you threw that. I like how you threw that in and just kept it moving. I like that. I'll give you that.
Hey, look, here's the thing. Miro fired back at him. So on a tweet said, people like Jim Cornette bring not only pro wrestling down, but young women and men get abused and name called for 40 views on YouTube.
Damn, 40.
And then he says, "Answer me, you Mark." And then basically he also made a threat about driving to his house and or literally driving to his basement, I guess to beat him up, So I guess Miro don't like that. But, in Jim Cornette's defense, I think he's right in a sense because, see, Jim Cornette, like I said, he's got 40 years plus in the business. So he knows people, he knows wrestlers who know how to get over and who are entertaining. As I said, the Andersons know how to get over. The Midnight Express got over. The Rockaway Express got over. Miro, to me, he's pretty good, but he's still like a cartoon character. But like I said, see, being in WWE to me didn't help his case. The whole Rusev Crush, Nikolai Volkov was more entertaining than that, and he was mostly a heel. I'm just saying, But anyway, what are y'all's thoughts on Jim Cornette? Who's first? Who wants to go first this time?
I'll go first.
All right, go ahead.
Take it away. Okay. Now, I'm just going to put this out as a disclaimer. I still get fucking comments on that Jim Cornette video I made. People are still giving me hell for that video. When I made the video saying I lost all respect for Jim Cornette because of the recording that he had and things like that. And people thought I was just only talking about the reference of the fried chicken joke that he made.
I did a video on that too, yeah.
I'm still hell on that video.
Yeah. But, I guess so, yeah. But me too, yeah. I mean, I haven't got too much help, but yeah. He's funny and he's a veteran. But I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna put it out there. He is a cracker. That's just first and foremost. He's a racist. He's a racist cracker. Always has been. Always will be. So I hope he sees this. I will link him his video on Twitter, or I'll link to his video. So
And go ahead. Saying it, but I'm just saying, like, even though I feel all of that and I lost respect for him and things like that, I agree with you. He's completely right. Miro does look like a goofball, and I'm sorry. Okay, this is the part I'm gonna have to disagree with you on. The Rusev Crush thing I actually liked. The name Rusev sounds more powerful than Miro. Miro sounds like a little bitch. Okay, that's just me. I understand that's his real name, and that's unfortunately for him. But I mean, and then he's in WWE, and he's like, okay, first and foremost, I understand there's things that you got to do to keep your job, but there are certain lines that you just shouldn't cross. Like, any man should not allow a company or anything like that to just. They made him look like a bitch, yo. How can you allow another company to let another man be all up on your woman? You think Randy Savage would have gone for that shit when he was with a man? Randy Savage would have
Hell to the no. Hell to the no.
Hell
You right
no.
about that.
You think Rodney Mack gonna go over there and let Jazz do some shit like that? Get the fuck out of here. That shit ain't happening. So for
You right about that.
Miro, whatever you want to call him, to allow that to happen, that was his first downfall. So any type of abuse you quote unquote get, I'm sorry, but you deserve it. You deserve it. You allow the company to basically make you look like a bitch and treat you like a bitch. For let me just keep going on the bitch part. And of course, Jim Cornette goes on these rants. Okay, Jim Cornette has been known to go on rants, but there are times that Jim Cornette sometimes just says shit just to hear himself, and then there are times that Jim Cornette it hits the nail on the head, and he's right. I got to give him credit, even though I lost respect for him. I still can't take that away from him. I still can't say that he's not wrong as to what he said. Now, Jim Cornette has the notion to go like overly dramatic in his comments as to what he's saying. Like he can't just say, okay, this is why I don't like him, A, B, and C, and leave it at that. Jim Cornette gives you a whole fucking story, and he puts all these jokes in his, his language in it, and I guess it makes it funny and it makes it hilarious because when you was reading it, I was laughing, I'm smiling, from ear to ear just saying it. So I'm gonna give Jim Cornette his due. I'm gonna give him his credit. I'm gonna give you your nod, and I feel he's absolutely correct. I'm gonna give him that.
I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, he makes good points. He's funny doing it. That's the thing.
Yes.
I'm going to say, your thoughts on Mr. Jim Cornette.
Yeah. I mean, Jim Cornette, he's never on the fence about his opinions. He's always straight down the line with it, and he'll give you what he feels. And yeah, I mean, I agree with both of you. I mean, look, the dude said some stuff before that I don't agree with, and I don't listen to him as it is, but sometimes he's money with what he says. He hits the nail on the head and he says it every time. And I remember some of the things he used to say about Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, and he just used to rip into them so badly. But I haven't really caught. I'll be honest, I haven't really caught. I mean, I'm aware of Miro being in AEW, but I haven't really caught too much of his stuff. And I mean, I thought he kind of did well for himself before the WWE messed it up when he was having his whole Rusev Day thing. He was getting over. It was kind of organic how he was doing it before. And then, they cancelled that sort of thing. And I agree. That whole having every guy put his tongue down your throat from Bobby Lashley to, was it Dolph Ziggler also had to go at his wife as well?
That's the thing. That's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. All right, there. It's, I mean, back in the days, like I said, Randy Savage put his foot down because he loved Miss Elizabeth. And even I've heard off camera, this happened off camera, Hogan, who was married, I think started to hit on Elizabeth during the whole Mega Powers storyline. Savage got wind of it, and Savage punched him right there in his face. And he didn't do shit. He punched him right there in his face. So, see,
that's right.
I don't play that shit. But see, Vince wants ratings.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, he gonna, and I mean, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Bobby Lashley, but the kissing online, I'm like, okay, to me, this is going a little too far. So too far. Yeah, and then I still think Lana's been punished too after he left. All the body slams through the table from Nia Jax. So you see, to me, that wasn't necessary. That was a bunch of hogwash too. But Stacey, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree. I don't really check for Miro, and he's just.
But it sounds like it sounds like a little polo name. Yeah. Like, come here, Miro. Like you don't.
I know. Yeah.
Really, like it's soft as shit.
Yeah, that sounds like
really intimidating.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you say it. You go for it, bro.
No, I was saying, was, Miro sounds like something you name your Chihuahua or your poodle. That's something you like. A poodle you hold up. When you hold your dog, your color. This is my Miro. Yeah, you can try. Yeah. I think he needs to be repackaged. And something a little better needs to be done with him. But like I said, even the storyline they put him in, he's the best man with this couple now. Like I said, with the before. So, to me, that's just like something WWE would do anyway. So bringing him in instead of having him wrestling and questioning being a monster, you pairing him with a couple tag team, making him the best man at a wedding. So it's like this to me. He came from one company. He came from one company that was kind of trashed with the storyline. AEW is kind of doing the same thing in a sense, in a way. I just think I think if you try something different with him, book him a different way, he might still get over. Like I said, because he's good, even though he's big, he's got moves. He can wrestle. He can go. He can wrestle.
Yeah.
It's just that I think
that's how we have him. That's how we'll have him in AEW. All his best manship. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, so it's like you going from a star to a sidekick, a side man. So I wouldn't like that. And also the point you made earlier, Zargon, about guys coming in and doing a shoot around on WWE. He did the same thing. He's saying he told Vince, you can take that brass ring and shove it up your ass. So he said that on his first debut. So I mean, I like the shoots on WWE because they're saying what they feel. But the one thing is, after a while, if years later come and the contract runs out and they feel they're not getting what they want in this company, all of a sudden they go crawling back to Vince because that's the one problem I have with it. You say that now, but what about 5 years, 10 years from now when your contract's up and you need money, and is Vince gonna take you back? But that's hardly the case. So but who knows? Maybe if the wrestling business keeps expanding, we have AEW, we have Ring of Honor, we have the Impact. He could go to one of those and see what with Impact, with the partnership they have with between the AEW and the Impact. He could go to Impact too, because like I said, because this Tuesday on Impact, Kenny Omega is supposed to show up. But being
what?
Oh yeah, you didn't know? Yeah, AEW and Impact have a partnership now because so basically they've been showing up on each other's shows. Like because like I said, the guy who manages Kenny Omega was on Impact. The manager who's announcer, the guy who's he was like a voodoo guy or golf guy,
Oh
yeah,
really
Kenny Omega.
I haven't watched Impact in a while. I watched. It's been some time. I know Tasha Steele and Kara Hogan. I know they won the women's tag titles. That was like the last time I actually watched. So I know it's been some time.
Oh yeah, well you should start watching Impact again because Kenny Omega is going to be on the Impact this Tuesday, and also same thing. Wrestlers from Impact can come on to AEW too. So see, it's a vice versa thing. So, but hey, I want to wish Miro all the luck in the world in the future going forward. Hopefully, he'll break away from being the former best man and do something good, And like I say, and stop pairing Lana with other dudes on the show. But you know what? Despite the fact they're married, I got this feeling Lana just looks like she's just free spirited and open. I just got a feeling they're going to get divorced sooner or later because I'm thinking Lana's going to hook up with somebody sooner or later. That's just me. I just got a feeling, you know what I mean? Because have you seen her social media videos, TikTok? She's always dancing in bikinis, wagging her tongue sometimes, and all this kind of stuff. It's something about Lana that makes you think, she looks like a good friend with benefits. You know what I mean? on the side,
And then look at the storylines WWE has put her in. I mean, and think about it when the Rock came back, he was like, she is flexible. I mean, sure that was funny as shit. The Rock was saying. Yeah. I mean, you sitting there and guys just going off on your wife and just saying all types of shit about you, and I don't know.
And I'm pretty sure. I bet she is flexible too, if you know what I mean. I bet she's very flexible.
Shit, I'd be like RVD, pick a fucking hand. I'm gonna slap the shit out of somebody.
I tell you, yeah, RVD, yeah, the whole fucking show, as he calls himself. Yeah,
I had to slap somebody. That's ridiculous, man. Ain't no fucking way I'm letting that happen.
But like I say, so we're going to switch gears now to Jason Jordan. Have you heard about the Jason Jordan situation? Now he was a star. He was a competitor on TV, but he's been moved backstage to a producer. But apparently he has some infidelity issues with his wife because apparently his wife says she's received dozens of names alleging infidelity. So, and she called him out on cheating. So here's the thing. Jordan's wife commented on her Instagram post to say that she's received dozens of names, videos, and photos. It's too much to take at this point, and that might have led her to her going public about this. I don't know if people feel like they are helping, but when I have received dozens of names, messages, pictures, and videos, it's just too much. I am only human, and I really just can't take anymore. Okay, her name is April Everhart. So Jason Jordan, shame on you. But here's the thing: you are in the wrestling business, and you're married. So see, if you're a male wrestler and you're away at work and your wife's at home, of course there's temptation because he was a star, and I'm pretty sure he's, I'm guessing he's got some friends with benefits on the side somewhere, and of course some of them have started to not be too discreet no more. So see, but hey, see, this to me, this is just standard business practice when it comes to wrestlers.
That is.
So hey, look, here's my thing, guys, wrestlers. If you're in the business and you got these gorgeous women backstage and even gorgeous women coming to you up on the street, groupies or whatever, don't get married. It's not worth it. Just, hey, if it was me, I wouldn't be married. I'd just be out there swinging. That's just me. You know what I mean? I'm wearing condoms, but, I won't be swinging. That's just me, so I can't get married. All this fine quality pussy everywhere, hey, why get married? Hey, so, guys, your thoughts. So who's first?
So is he retired, Jason Jordan? Did he retire then?
No, he's not retired. He didn't retire. He just, I think when he was coming up, he probably didn't click with the fans at the time. This is like before COVID. So sometimes, people disappear and they find a different role for him. So I guess they just thought instead of having him wrestle, because he probably, some guys probably just don't have the it factor, and they find something else to do for him. So that's, I disagree because I thought he was talented. I think, like I said, Vince, he has to give people a chance. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be about the goddamn brass ring. Give him a chance, let him talk, or coach him. Something, you know what I mean? Because that's ways for talent. Because to me, he's like a young Shelton Benjamin or somebody that Kurt Angle could have managed. I mean, Kurt Angle could have brought along as a manager or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, he definitely had the. He definitely had the physical dimensions for a wrestler and that, and he has a good pedigree. He comes from a collegiate wrestling background and that. I like when he was with was it Chad Gable? I like when they were together. They split that up though. I was under the impression he was injured. But if he's not injured, and he's moved into a producer's role, I mean, look, it's never good when you have your dirty laundry aired out in public and that. And I agree, man. There's just too many temptations on the road, man. Too much tight pussy, too much girls all flying around in their little leotards and everything. Too much temptation. So I agree. Don't get married. It's just a bad thing to do in that. But they could have given him a bit of a chance. From what I remember of him, he didn't have the biggest character, but I mean, you can give him time. You can find him a role that he could move into. So he moved him. So just caught me off guard a little bit, Alex, because I didn't expect that at all. I didn't know he had moved into a producer role. I didn't even know all of this, and it's news to me that his business been aired out there. But so what's happened? Are they separated now, or are they divorced? Or
no, I think not yet. I think what it is. Somebody's, like I said, see, in this day and age, when it comes to wrestling, being famous or anything, there's too much social media and too many phones, pictures, videos. Like I said, she got pictures, videos, and photos. Somebody, like I said, I guess wanted to stab him in the back or out him because he might have pissed somebody off. He might have pissed one of his girlfriends off or somebody off, and so she did that. Also, here's the other article I got. It says Jason Jordan is no longer a WWE superstar, but he's a producer backstage. So he's a producer now, and I'm guessing he's making more money as a producer than he was. But the thing is, right here it says if you or one of your friends slept with my husband, please keep it to yourself. I can't handle it anymore. He's all yours. So right there, she was getting clues and basically obvious posts and obvious bluntly just putting out there that he's not been faithful in the marriage. He's cheated on his wife. So with post social media, like I said, but I'm thinking my whole thing is do what you do. Just try to be discreet. But I guess in the business you can't do that because remember Paige. Somebody stabbed Paige in the back big time because there's videos out there of her. They're on XTube, not XTube, but on X videos, XM. They're on porn sites. So she's on porn sites. I mean, that was years past, but Paige, was dumb enough. And Paige blatantly just literally at her own free will filmed herself, giving oral, filmed herself, doggy style.
Yeah.
I think there's one with her and Del Rio, but you can't see his face though, because one was filmed, I think it was backstage. She was doing the wild thing backstage. She was sitting on the guy, I think it was Del Rio. So all you saw was her from the back and then the ass. Yeah, it was one, but so I'm just saying,
just about to say, just don't all rated all like your boy Xavier Woods, but God
Right.
damn.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Him, Xavier Woods, and Maddox. Remember him? The announcer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brad
Brad Maddox.
Maddox.
Yeah, that was him. Yeah, it was him. Xavier Woods, Brad Maddox, and Paige in the video. Yeah, Brad Maddox. You notice you ain't heard from Brad Maddox in years. You ain't heard him. You haven't heard him for years. Yeah, he disappeared. He should disappear anyway.
Yeah, I remember there was one Raw episode. Randy Orton beat the shit out of Brad Maddox. He just beat the crap out of him. But yeah, I don't know what happened to him, man. Finished.
Oh yeah, no. So Zargon, what are your thoughts on Mr. Jason Jordan?
I'll definitely go on this first.
Go ahead.
To me, it feels like it's the Bray Wyatt situation all over again, where the infidelity happened and the wife outed it out. Was it Bray Wyatt or was it Kevin Owens? I think it was Bray Wyatt.
No, it was Bray Wyatt.
Yeah,
it was Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because it was. Yeah,
but it just feels like that all over again. And also remember, like even Jake the Snake said it. It was one of the videos, like you on the road, things like that. Jake was with his wife, and she knows all of the wrestlers, and the other wrestlers is out there, being all reckless and cheating on their wives, and his wife is sitting right there looking at that, like, aren't you going to say something? And Jake is like, no, mind your business. That's not your business. And it's like, okay, so if they're doing that and you're not saying nothing, then what happens when I'm not here? Are you fucking around on me? So I think I agree. If you're in wrestling, if you're a wrestler and you're on the road a lot, don't get married. I would say that for anything, whether it's wrestling, whether it's basketball, football, anything like that, because you have a lot of situations like that. I mean, take the whole what's his name, Carmelo Anthony situation. I mean, you've had things like that happen. Like, so it's like so much infidelity goes on, whether it's man or a woman. And people, when they out there cheating, they like to put everything on video. They like to put everything on pictures, like take photos of it and things like that. Like, oh, guess who I'm with? I'm with Carmelo Anthony today, or guess who I'm with? I'm with Kurt Angle, like just anybody. And I just think it's. I just think it's ridiculous. If you're going to get married, wait till after your career. Wait till your career is finished, regardless of what profession you do, and then go from there. That way, you don't have to deal with, feeling lonely at night. Your anaconda, swinging around, feeling all lonely and shit, and you do some stupid shit, like you ruin your whole life for like 10 minutes of some peace leaves. Like that shit is ridiculous. So I think more people need to learn from this and stop taking this as a joke, because just 10 minutes of some pleasure can ruin your whole life. And these guys are just dumb with it. And then, this is a social media era. Everyone has cameras. Everyone has phones. Everyone has something to take evidence of. Like, why would you put yourself in that position? Knowing that, you look at the costs and the cost and benefit is messing around, on your wife. Is that really going to benefit you? Like in the long run, like, is that really going to benefit you? No, it's not. So why even do that? Why even put yourself in that position? Like, I just think it's reckless. It's irresponsible. And imagine if he get one of these girls, one of these ladies pregnant. Or if one of these ladies trap him, to get pregnant, like he may do what he's doing, and they just go over, do some. I would say
child support. You gotta pay the child support.
Man, don't even get me started on child support. That's a whole thing.
You gotta pay child support. Yeah, that's the thing. So much bullshit can come from this, and and like I said, and then if you have an unprotected sex, you got remember you can catch something too. So so you don't know what can happen because you don't know what these girls or ladies out here got. You know what I mean? Sometimes what looks good isn't always good for you.
Absolutely.
Gotta put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, they need to. Yeah, I think that would be a good t-shirt. Yeah. Hey guys, what looks good isn't always good for you.
There you go.
And here's the thing, talking about the wrestlers doing this, look at Triple Bitch. Okay, he married Stephanie McMahon behind China's back. And look, even when he was living with China, he said he had groupies in different cities. So, but I guess he just got real lucky.
I
don't know.
You play it.
What is that now?
What is that now? Oh man.
No, repeat that. What you said?
Oh, who?
Oh, you. It was something you said while you were laughing. You know.
Oh, nah. I was saying it's all about the game and how you play. I was throwing the insight.
Oh yeah, well, there's the key word. You said game, so he know. So I guess you can say in this place he knew how to play the game. So it's too bad the game didn't play him. But hey, but of course, hey, look, I don't think Triple Bitch is a one woman man, because even now, being all these years married to her, having 3 kids, they still travel a lot on the road. They're not together all the time. And do you think Triple Bitch is alone in those hotel rooms? No. I bet you he still got some side pussy. I bet you.
Yeah.
But that's just me. That's I can't confirm or deny or prove it, but I have a strong suspicion. So that's just me.
Right. You know how that goes.
Yeah. Hey, well, it is what it is. Like I said, but I'm saying, it's to me, like I said, this world WWE swinging. There you go. Anyway, okay. Here's something new I got right here. Also, I don't know if you guys have heard this. Do y'all remember Johnny Laurinaitis, the executive vice president of talent relations? He's back.
People power.
Yeah, he's back. So that here,
report.
Yeah, the talent relations department is being split into talent management and talent branding. The talent branding side is believed to be a talent agency looking to book WWE talent for appearances, television, commercials, movies, and other third-party engagements. It was added that Laurinaitis' new role will be general manager, talent, which he starts immediately. Oh, so I don't understand bringing it, but look at this. I found out right now when he had that job before in that position, a lot of talent didn't like it because of the way he did things. I think creatively and some other shit he did. But see, now that he's back, they said a whole lot of heads turned, and that's talent and everybody. Like, why the hell has he been hired back? So it's like, it was bad. I guess in a way it was bad when he had that role, even though he was an on-screen character, but he had a role backstage too. It was just bad. So why he's back, I don't know. But to me, this is more of Vince McMahon's senile business decisions. I think he's getting more senile about the day or by the year when he makes decisions. Oh, on a side note, they're selling tickets for WrestleMania. Apparently, WrestleMania's gonna have fans back again. I don't know how smart that is, but hey, do what you do. But y'all's thoughts on Johnny Laurinaitis, the executive vice president of talent relations. Oh, who's first?
Johnny.
Wow, John Laurinaitis is back. I mean, if you want to get the people to hate him, I mean, it's working so far. I mean, seriously, it's working so far. So my question is he going to be an on-screen character again? I just got to see, because when he was the on-screen character the last time, people did not like him at all. So, I mean, I have seen interviews where people called him a stooge and things like that. And then you've had people say, John Laurinaitis was straight up, with certain people. So I think it all depends on the individual, like who it is. I think this is a case-by-case situation. People are for him or people against him. And I mean, this isn't the first time that somebody's been fired or let go and then came back to the company. So I just think this is just WWE doing the whole revolving door. We're going to fire you. We're going to bring you back. We're going to fire you. We're going to bring you back. So I think it's just one of those situations. I don't think it's anything that big. And I think if the talent starts complaining about him, then maybe he might go again, or they might put him in a different position. But other than that, I don't really see anything. I don't want to really see anything like that, important.
Yeah, I don't see how he's going to help. Brother Stacy, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's good to see Daniel Bryan's father-in-law's coming back. I mean, I
yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, like for real, that's just bullshit.
No, he was John Cena's father-in-law at one point as well. If you, but yeah, it'd be interesting to know. Is he going to be? Yeah. Well, it was when he was going out with the Bellas and that. But is he going to be a GM? Because I mean, I'm not going to lie. There were some moments I found it hilarious when he was coming out, because he used to wind people up so badly. Yeah, and I used to thought, well, I mean, it wasn't exactly the highlight of my week, but that's how they go with these sort of things. But yeah, I would like to know what capacity he's coming back. If he's just going to be as a backstage president, or if he's going to be on the TV. But I mean, he didn't go too well last time, so I can't imagine things are going to be much more improved now that he's going to return in that. So. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of sick to death of the whole GM thing anyway. I've been sick of it for a long time. I don't need to see a GM thing. I don't need it anymore. I'm sick of a new private GM, whether it's on a laptop or whether it's someone that's not coming out or whatever it is. I don't want to see another GM. I'm kind of fed up with the whole GM thing. So the fact that it's now John
I'm sorry. I actually like the stupid laptop, and then Edge came back, and it was like, "This is stupid," and that was some funny shit. And then
yeah, Michael Cole.
I was just about to say that I love Michael Cole. He's oh my god, he used to have the people hot. He'd be like, "If I can have your attention," oh my god, people used to be pissed.
Yeah, I know
how they did that. So
I know.
I mean, I guess this can have some moments, but I think it's also one of those situations. Vince McMahon needs his yes, he need his yes dog. So that could be another thing. He needs a how do I reference this? He needs his Daniel Bryan lap dog. He needs his yes man.
Yeah, well, he's got plenty of those. Yeah, and the thing is, our brother Stacy, his thing, Johnny Leonidas is married to the Bella Skank's mother. That's a connection. Yeah, he was never John Cena's father-in-law. He's married to the Bella Skank's mother. That's where it comes in. So basically, I'm thinking, like I said, he's got friends, and like I said, if you're in the circle, you can always get a job back. So I'm thinking
go
ahead.
Because when he was he's still married to her, but when John Cena was dating one of the Bellas, wouldn't that technically make him kind of like his dad-in-law or something?
Yeah.
No, they were just dating. Yeah, I mean, they weren't officially married because they never got officially married. They were just yeah, they basically just doing this. That's all it was for the most part. They were basically like I said, John Cena was having fun with the Bellas because he had no intentions of getting married or having kids. And he didn't want to. Despite that kneel down at WrestleMania, that was all bullshit because
what the funny thing is, everybody called it out. I know I made a video. I had to make a video on that shit. How phony that kneel down, and everybody's like,
of course,
married. Get the fuck out of here. Hey,
I swear, I kind of call it too. Like, yeah, how you gonna do that bullshit? And then a year and a half later, you break up with her, and it's it's done. I'm like, wow. I'm thinking that the whole kneel down was just part of the show.
Exactly. And everybody was saying that because I know I was saying that.
That's why all that bullshit was reviews. You had no damn intentions of tying the knot. So So I'm just saying though, Johnny Leonidas, he's married to the Bella Skank's mother. As far as we know, he probably still is. I mean, who knows? Yeah, I call him the Bella Skank.
I swear, no chill when it comes to these nicknames. The Bella Skank.
I don't either. I don't hold back. I say what I feel.
My favorite one is my favorite one that you say is Alexa Piss, yo.
Oh, of course. Look, I know on that. Yeah,
piss break, yo. Alexa, when you be saying that shit, I be cracking the fuck up, yo.
But it's true though. I mean, she can't wrestle. Yeah, she got all these looks, but she can't wrestle worth a shit. And that's why I call it Alexa Piss, because when she's in the ring, it's a piss break. And another thing is, the only reason why she got to where she got is because of her. I'm going to say it. Her special performance. Her special performances at the Performance Center, if you know what I mean.
Live in living color. Oh man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So basically, her days at the Performance Center. I guess we'll say after hours Performance Center, and that's what it was. That's how she got to where she got. So I'm pretty sure she made a good impression at the Performance Center, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so Alexa Piss, more power to you. And like I said, look, just bring the Fiend back already, because them segments with her making Randy Orton throw up this black stuff is really getting ridiculous. I mean, all you got is her. She puts on some glowing eyelids. She's sitting in the middle of a damn pentagram, like she's supposed to be scary. Nothing scary about the bitch, because to me, it gives the horror genre a bad name. And she talks, and then a stupid little wicked laugh, which sounds like a baby laugh anyway, still annoying. And Randy Orton throws up this black shit. To me, that's making Randy Orton look bad. Because see, personally, I like Randy Orton as badass.
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, no, what it is, it's all this whole time it's been set up because he's gonna fight Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. That's all. They're gonna bring Bray Wyatt back, but he's gonna look different. They're just are repackaging him. Why it left, I don't know.
Oh,
but I'm guessing maybe JoJo's having another baby because it seems like he's been gone for like 3 months, or he's healing up injuries. Who knows? No one said it. No one said why Bray Wyatt has had all his time off, but it's been it is what it is. And, I'm just thinking, hey, just bring it back already. Just repackage it and bring it back already. So we don't have to look at Alexa Piss's playground bullshit anymore. So I'm just sick of it. Oh boy. So anything else you guys want to discuss, or any final thoughts, or what?
Yeah. I wanted to mention you guys catching Apollo. What's his name? Apollo Crews.
Apollo Crews. Oh yeah, the Nigerian prince. Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I like the new attitude and the new name. Yeah, because I know he has African bodyguards out there with him. He's carrying a spear. He's basically now the Nigerian prince. Okay, well that's good. Yeah, that's great for him. I hope the angle goes very far. And I hope he gets a match at WrestleMania somehow, because apparently I'm guessing he's going to fight Big E, because Big E had a promo on SmackDown last night, which it was okay, but it wasn't great. And at the end of the show, he still got his ass kicked again. So I'm guessing they're going to have Big E fight Apollo Crews at WrestleMania. But yeah, as far as the character change, yeah, I applaud Apollo Crews. I applaud Apollo Crews and where he's going. I just hope they can they give him something that he can build on that'll make him look good. I don't want to see him. I mean, I kind of want to see him join the Hurt Business, but the Hurt Business is fine just like it is.
He can join the Hurt Business. He can do his own thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Leave him by himself. I mean, let him build himself. You know what I mean? Because if you have every black guy turn heel and join the Hurt Business, all he is an aside man in a suit. So have him. I'd like to see him just become a solo star by himself, and I hope this character attitude takes off for him.
But the one thing that I liked about his character is he made sense of what he was saying in the promo, like how he was ashamed to display a Nigerian accent. I know a lot of people have the problem with when it comes to accents, like they don't hear you with one, and then suddenly you just come out of nowhere with one. So I'm glad Apollo Crews is trying to make sense of this, and I do think the change was needed. For me, I didn't think Apollo Crews had it in him. I didn't think he could be that heel character. However, I am going to be interested as to his wrestling style, because if he's going to be a heel, this Nigerian prince, I don't want to see him doing backflips and all that shit in the ring. I don't want to see that. I need to see him be a lot more ruthless. I need to see him like a Nigerian warrior or something. Like I need him ruthless. I need him doing dirty tactics. I mean, even if it's a low blow, rake to the eyes, like an aggressive forearm. I need him to be like a technician / dirty character. So a finisher, submission, maybe, I don't know. As far as a finisher goes, it could be a move, it could be a finish. I mean, it could be a submission. I don't think they should do a submission, because it seems like every heel has a submission finisher. So give him something. I do hope if he is going to face Big E at WrestleMania, he should win the IC title. I'm just going to say it. He should win it. Take the title off of Big E, because Big E's doing nothing with the IC title. He's doing nothing with it. So I think for that, give Apollo that, and then just let him go on and feud with whoever else. Build the IC title up, elevate it, and get a successful run with the whole changing of characters. Because I think he was one of the guys that people felt needed a character change for the longest. The only thing is now it's kind of weird, because before I used to complain a lot that he smiles too much. And now that he's a heel, he doesn't smile. And I think the smiling would add to his character, because it would make him more arrogant and dirty and slimy. Like when he does something, just do that, $1 million cheese. So I think he should add some parts like from his former character and then puts, certain things with his new character and kind of have like a mixture of them. I mean, he can still do the accent. I don't really mind. The only reason I knew about it is because I seen a tweet in regards to Dave Meltzer. I know I can't stand that guy.
No, I can't either.
Yeah, of the whole I guess, gimmick being racist or stereotypical, some shit he was saying. I see the tweet of somebody talking about that. And then they had like an actual Nigerian prince. I guess he was like verified on Twitter or some shit like that. And he actually commented that like he liked it. So if you're getting praise from, you know, international prince, you know, that's good. And then I even made a video on that Apollo Crews going heel, something like that, best for business. And I think the reason why people were upset and felt, you know, intimidated by this because they feared that character. I mean, how many characters in wrestling do people actually fear? Most people, when they see heel characters, they typically hate them. Well, they more hate the baby faces than the heels. But Apollo Crews has this whole militant type of thing, and people felt that the militant, I guess, bodyguards wasn't needed, but I felt it was necessary. You need to have something like that. You need to show that you're a Nigerian prince. You need to display and show your power. So what better way to show your power than to have like an entourage with you to show that you are a Nigerian prince? So I'm loving the character. I'm liking it. If people don't understand it, or if people have a problem with it, that's on them. That's their situation. Me, I'm loving it. I hope he becomes the next IC champion. And when he does, I'm gonna make a video being super fucking happy about it, because I think Apollo Crews, along with other people, needs to have like some shine and stuff. And let me say this for the record, okay? Because it seems every time somebody's like on a Raw talk or SmackDown Live talk or whatever, and everybody cuts the same promo. It's basically the same promo of sick and tired of the same guys doing this and the same guys doing that. I don't want to hear that no more. I mean, take what you get and go from there. Do what Apollo Crews did. Just find some inspiration somewhere, take a character and move it up and get people on your side. And me, I'm on Apollo Crews' side. I hope he, you know, he's successful. He has a successful run and he has a successful career, because I felt him, along with Andrade, along with Aleister Black, along with many others, I felt they do deserve some shine. I do feel WWE should find a way to rotate, you know, each guy, you know, to have their shining moment, instead of just, you know, you have Charlotte Flair in 800 matches, and then now I'm hearing about Asuka being injured or some shit like that, and then now
she is injured, people
talking about, oh well, Charlotte should just be in the match, and I'm like, please, no. I'm so tired of seeing Charlotte. Is she good? Yes. Is she good at what she does? Yes. But I'm tired of seeing her. Okay. I need somebody else. I need somebody I haven't seen before, or something. And so that's just how I feel on that. I love when superstars make a change for the best. So I'm done ranting. I'm gonna shut the hell up now.
Go ahead, Brother Stacey. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, perfectly put. I mean, just to comment what you said, it was Bashir Ahmed, who is the personal assistant to the Nigerian president, that retweeted him. So, I mean, the guy's got legit Nigerian roots. I'd like to see them take that bodyguard as well from AJ Styles, because he's Nigerian, and stick him with Apollo Crews as well. But, you know, I
think about that.
Oh, yeah, that's a big dude, too. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's a big dude. But yeah, I mean, I'm proud of Apollo Crews. I think he's finding himself. I think he's got the confidence there, and I'm really happy that he's found himself, because he was one of those guys that, you know, physically he had all the potential in the world and it was already there, but he just really needed to find himself as a character. And it's not even a question of, you know, he's not you know, he needs to be better on the mic. He just needs to find himself, because when you find yourself, then it all comes out much more easier. And I think he's really hitting his stride right now. It's quite interesting as well that he credits Roman Reigns for some of his development that he's been going, because Roman Reigns has also been finding himself as of late as well. But yeah, I'm really happy for Apollo Crews. I think he can go. And yeah, just I'd like to also see, like you said, Zargan, as well, a few tweaking to his moveset as well. Something a bit more, you know, a bit more forceful. Bit more, less of the flips, you know, and more putting somebody down in their place. And it's kind of like what Adrian Neville did when Adrian Neville, or Pat, when he went heel in WWE, he changed his moveset completely. You know, he started becoming much more aggressive, much more submission based, more striking, things like that. And you know, he's always been a well-rounded guy, but it's to match your character what you got to suit. And that's what I think that Apollo Crews has got to do. But I'm very interested to see where he can go with this character, man. Because and just keep him on his own. There's no rush. You don't need to stick him with anyone else. I think right now
it's rush him. You don't. He got all the time in the world.
Yeah, no. You don't let him find himself and let this continue. But yeah, I'm a fan of his work, man. I just want to see it continue. So. Yeah, that was my
and here's the thing. I just found I think a new name for him. You can call him by the name. You can also subtitle him the Nigerian Nightmare.
Oh, I like that.
that could be the name, or that could be the name of a finishing move he can come up with. The Nigerian Nightmare.
Yeah, so, that's what I'm saying. If you get like a submission, whatever. I mean, if you get a new finisher, regardless of it is, put something of that Nigerian heritage, even if it's some name I cannot pronounce for the life of me, just do something with it. Just go somewhere with it. And it is true what he said. He has a Nigerian mother and father, and when you're around that, you are gonna pick up some of that accent. I don't care who you are, you're gonna pick up. And I said I'm Jamaican, like legit Jamaican, but people don't know that. They don't really hear it in my accent. Some people can catch it, some people can't. So I think it just all depends on who the person is.
I got you. Yeah, that's hard to believe you're Jamaican because you don't sound like it at all. I can't even accent. I mean, I've met a Jamaican. I worked with a Jamaican person
doing, shit like that. They assume that.
The Jamaican I met years ago when I used to bag groceries, he had the Jamaican accent and everything. I mean, he didn't. I mean, he spoke some English, but you could tell he was straight Jamaican. I mean, he was very Jamaican. Anyway, now as far as Paulo Cruz goes, Nigerian mother and father, that means she's straight African. Yeah, I hope this is the era finally for the African American, for the African wrestler to come up. So yeah, I would like to see him. Like I said, I would buy a shirt if they make a shirt of him, a good shirt of his heritage. That'd be awesome.
Give a good shirt.
And don't fuck it up and make a shirt like you did with ACH. If you know what I mean.
I'm still trying to get a Hurt Business shirt and cannot get it for the fucking life of me. And
you know why? That's something else I wanted to say on here right here. Yeah, I want one too. Shout out and peace and blessings and love to the Hurt Business. And finally, I hate WWE, but I gotta give you props just for one of the few things you did right. Finally, a brother has that belt, and he's one of the only 4 of African Americans who held that belt. And I want to say something to somebody right now who did a video saying there have been more black champions than white champions in WWE. That's bullshit because I did the research.
Who the fuck said that?
I ain't gonna say his name, but Brother Melendez Battle knows who I'm talking about. I'll just call him. I'll call him Mr. Bullshit, but he knows who he is. There's only been 4 black men to hold that belt in WWE. Lashley, Kobe Kingston, and The Rock, which I still don't count because The Rock is more Samoan than black. He's on his mother's side. But there have been 10 times more black or white champions in WWE than there's black champions, and a whole lot of repeaters. HBK's held the belt over and over again. Kevin Nash, Randy Orton, Dean Ambrose, aka John Moxley. There's only been 4 black men.
Yo, see, not like really. I'm really being disrespectful right now. Like, what dumbass would say a dumbass comment like that?
That's a good question, but I know the dumbass. I wish it was a picture, but I don't want to get off. I don't want to scare the audience to death. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Let's just say he's a jackass who calls himself a jackass who lives in Boston. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to say his name, but he knows who he is.
Person. I hope it's somebody I don't know.
No, it's someone. Let's put it this way: it's somebody that you don't want to know.
Okay.
But
no, because I'm saying people will watch this video and see me saying my commentary and take it out of context. Even though I still think for somebody to say something that stupid, I really would slap you with my dick for saying something that fucking retarded.
I wouldn't do that because he might like it. Let's put it that way. You don't want to do that. He might like it, but well, I'll say this in reference to him. He did have he was on a show called Hold My Nuts. I mean, it was called Hold My Beer, but I called it Hold My Nuts. I'll leave it at that.
Actually, like I was about to say, bro, I'm done.
Okay, yeah, that's we'll leave it at that. So, being that as it may, yeah, good luck and much love to Apollo Crews. I hope one day he becomes world champion, whether it be Universal or world heavyweight champion.
Universal champion. I would make him Universal champion.
There you go.
I would definitely put him in that stratosphere right now.
There you go. All right, y'all. Any final thoughts or anything more you want to discuss?
Yes, just one more thing in regards to the Hurt Business. I know they said that they wanted a female in the Hurt Business, and I've been trying to think of who could possibly be. I know a lot of people keep saying Naomi. I just don't see it. I mean, maybe she could surprise me, kind of like Apollo Crews, but I think Naomi would be like an obvious choice. Like everybody would be like, oh, we knew it was Naomi. So I think they should go with somebody that you least expect to be a part of the Hurt Business. So I think they should go that route. I don't know if they're gonna find somebody, who's black to be in there, or they're just gonna find somebody in general. But somebody who the WWE wouldn't expect, and I'm gonna put this out there, and I'm gonna keep saying it until I'm blue in the face. They should use Aja Smith, aka Aja Pereira. She's a referee in NXT. I don't think people would expect her to be involved with the Hurt Business, but if I'm WWE, I would let her be the surprise person to be the female in Hurt Business. That's just my opinion. And yes, she can win the belt. Because I've watched her before she came to WWE, so I've always liked her. So that's just maybe a little bit of fandom in me, but I think she should be the choice instead of typical going with Naomi. I like Naomi; she's a talented superstar, but I just think that Aja Pereira fits that. She fits that mold better. I feel like she's a better heel than Naomi. Well, actually, a better heel than Naomi ever will be. Sorry, love Naomi. But Naomi's a better babyface. She's a way better babyface. The fans love her so much, and I just
feel the glow.
The team bad. It didn't feel right seeing her as a heel. It was just weird.
Yeah,
I don't think she just doesn't have that heel persona in her. But Aja Pereira, I think she does. Even people who have said Ember Moon, but I can't see Ember Moon as a heel either. That's
my next choice. I was gonna say put Ember Moon, turn her heel, and put her in the Hurt Business. But Ember Moon is now NXT Tag Team Champion with Shotzi Black.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, they've introduced the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship in NXT. So her and Shotzi Black are champions now.
But I hear you, girl. Do your thing.
There you go.
Well, that means she's an NXT Women's Champion and a tag team. So that's a first.
What about Bianca? What about Bianca Belair for the Hurt Business? Win the title off for Sasha Banks coming after WrestleMania.
That would be a good choice. Yeah, have her turn heel and join. Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
That could work too, because she is physically dominant. She's a physically dominant, imposing character. Mm-hmm. So I can see that. The only thing is, if they do that and she wins the championship, she would have to transfer over to Raw. That would be the only thing I would say to do.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, the belt.
Mm-hmm. Because she has this she kind of has this jazz vibe when I see her. She has like this a little bit of a jazz vibe, more of a lower tone. Mm-hmm. Like she's not as thug with it as Jazz was, but she has a little bit of jazz in her. I can see it. So she has like that.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, she has like that rough, tough, rugged type of attitude. So yes, I can see Bianca Belair being that type of person too. If you want to throw Sasha Banks in there, Sasha Banks is a better heel than a face. As much as I can't stand Sasha Banks, I still got to give her credit too, because she's a way better heel than she is a face. So I just think they can. WWE has options that they can do, that they can use for this if they want to. If they decide they want to put a female in the Hurt Business, and I have no problems with it.
That's true, yeah. And like I said, Bianca Belair is very physical and very, dominating, but not as big as Jazz is, because Jazz was huge. Because Jazz was a beast.
Yeah, but
actually, Zargon, Jazz is in Impact. Last I saw her, she's in Impact.
I heard about that. Yeah, she's gonna.
Yeah, she shaved her head.
Yeah. No, I seen the interview where she was talking about that. Who was she talking to? She was talking to somebody, and she was talking about the hair because her husband, Rodney Mack, was saying you should just shave your head. So I can't remember who she was talking to in the interview, but I did see that part. But I mean, I've always liked Jazz. I mean, if she wins the Impact Women's or Knockouts Tag Team Championship, I'm gonna congratulate her. I mean, I've always liked Jazz too. Jazz was one of my favorites, along with Jacqueline. Well, actually, Jacqueline was like the first ever female wrestler that I was like, ooh, like she was like the first female that I got like intrigued by. Let's just say that, just for PG purposes. But
there you go.
Jacqueline,
I got you.
in the day, smoking.
yeah, and
Y'all keep talking. I'll be right back.
Stan Sable. Just gonna put that out there. Just a character thing. Like Stan Sable. Oh my gosh, she used to drive me fucking crazy.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know if you remember the Royal Rumble 2000 when they had the swimsuit one. That was the one where Mae Young won. But yes. Jacqueline was competing in it. Damn, she won that by far. And Sable come out with a handprint on her, but I gave it to Jacqueline, man. She won that by far.
Exactly. I was like, she looked way better than Sable. Like, come on. Like, and people was like, you don't like Sable? No. Didn't like her back then, don't like her now. I mean, I just wasn't a fan. Okay, I just wasn't a fan. And people was like, oh well, she powerbombed Mark Miro and things like that. I'm like, but she had help. I'm like, Miro helped her with that powerbomb. I'm like, Jacqueline on the other hand looked like she could legitimately do that.
Yeah.
People forget that Jacqueline won the cruiserweight title. People forget that. Yeah. They give it a place, you know. Rest in peace to my girl China, because she did win the IC championship. But a lot of people forget that Jacqueline was a cruiserweight champion. So,
that's true.
Oh, as far as China goes, China needs to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. But we all know that's not going to happen as long as Stephanie McMahon is still breathing. But to me, that as may. And as far as like I said, Jazz goes, Jazz was awesome, you know. And I remember, Roddy Mack. Back to Mac, just like that was Teddy Long's thing. It's like Down with the Brown,
and that's one of the reasons I left Teddy Long till this day. I'm just so mad that I missed so much of Teddy Long's career. Like I didn't know about Teddy Long until he came. I seen him as a referee. Okay,
yeah, he came from the NWA. He came from the NWA back in the days. Yeah,
when he became. It was a manager for
Doom. Yeah, he managed Ron Simmons and Bish Reed Doom. He managed him as Doom. Remember?
I missed that.
You missed a lot. Yeah, see, that's back when the wrestling was good. He missed all that. I remember when he lost a match, or they lost a match. He had to be Ric Flair's chauffeur for a day, and they showed the footage of that where he was driving Ric Flair around. He said, "Hey Teddy, I want a Coca-Cola." He said, "Thanks for the Coca-Cola, Teddy. It tastes real good." And then he pulled over the side because Doom was right there, and then Doom beat him up out of the limo scene. You know, so it went from there. So, but it was good, like I said, you know. And then when he came to WWE and let me holler at you, player.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like,
holler, player. Yep.
The guy over here, I was hyped. So, because it was different. Like when he came in, he was like, holler at me. I'm like, did he just say that? Like, you know, because
he's a brother.
Like everybody's trying to talk, you know, be all, you know, proper and shit. And Teddy Long just came out there with some flavor. I was digging it, so I became a fan instantly. I'm like, okay.
Of course, yeah, because see, you know, black fans didn't have much to cheer for. So see, when a brother can make it to WWE and give us something to be entertained by, I was digging it too. Like, say, okay, I can relate to this. And I say it was a little hip hop. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hip hop is
punchlines. You know, let me holler at your play. You know, that's real talk. Like he made player in so many different variations. So I was an instant fan. So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna rock with this guy. I like this guy. Then he was I think he was managing D'Lo Brown.
Yeah, remember he said, let's down, and then D'Lo Brown goes, instead of be down with the Brown, let's back to Mac, Rodney Mac. So see, it was awesome. He was, like I said, that was, to me, he was Soul Brother number one in WWE. He was Soul Brother number one. More Soul Brother.
I still say thugging and bugging till this day. I say thugging and bugging.
Yeah, thugging and bugging. Yeah, look, he's more Soul Brother than Dwayne Johnson will ever be. Because Dwayne, you know, and you know Dwayne Johnson, you know, he dates white women. Oh, he's married to one too. He married one. So, you know, look at this. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I saw him. Yeah. So basically, you know, look, despite him being half black, like I said, let's emphasize the word half black. He's more Samoan. A lot of them Samoan guys be marrying the Snow Queens. Now I gotta give props to Jey Uso because at least he must like dark chocolate because he married Naomi, so that's good. So you know, speaking of romance in WWE, here's one other subject we can switch to. Nia Jax, you know the black dude that Carmelo had as like a butler, you know, the guy with the dreads, you know.
Don't even get me started on that shit.
Yeah. If you saw SmackDown last night with the whole fashion show thing. Apparently, they're gonna do a romantic angle with Nia Jax and that dude. I'm like, oh boy.
So this is basically Nia and Enzo all over again.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So it's Nia Jax being romantic.
Nia Jax, even though a lot of people don't like her, but I'm just gonna shake my head.
Well, at least he's not wrestling with her, you know. I mean, I guess because when he said, "Is there any way I can repay you?" and she had that grin on her face, I'm like, "Oh boy, why?" I'm like, "Watch it, bro. It's a lot of potatoes there, a lot of potatoes right there."
Because I mean, the guy came out like he came out and he was talking all smooth and shit. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this little guy, a chance. But then I just started seeing like it was like Carmella came back, she attacked Sasha, she lost the championship match against Sasha, and then all of a sudden the guy was getting TV time, and then all of a sudden Carmella was just trashing him, and I'm like, and then even Sasha was trashing. I'm like, okay, this guy just came into the WWE. Why is he getting trashed already? So it bothered me to no end. Like they had him like, as I said with Miro earlier, like a little bitch. They had him like a little bitch, getting wine thrown in the face, getting like they was making him look like a simp. I'm sorry, they literally had him looking like a fucking simp. Like it was pathetic.
I hate to say this, Zargon, because
like he was a dog walking, with his tail between his legs. That shit was embarrassing.
I think that was meant to be his role because remember he came in paired up with Carmella of all people, and Carmella ain't shit. Just like Alexa Piss, Carmella ain't shit. I mean, this whole her arrogant, being untouchable, it didn't go anywhere. It's not going anywhere, and now she fired him. So, and the thing is, he's probably more entertaining than she is because they got him paired now with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, who doesn't like it. So the thing is, I don't know.
They are
romance. Oh, go ahead.
You're right. They are tag champions. I forgot about Shayna.
Yeah, I'm just saying, look, wherever this role is going, I can't see it really going anywhere. But I guess it's supposed to be entertaining. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this whole thing is a setup for Carmella because I think he's trying to set them all up. The whole thing with him messing with Sasha and then messing up and causing her to lose and causing Bianca Belair to lose, and all of a sudden he's infatuated or he's with Nia Jax has hired him. This could be he could be playing them all. I don't know, but as far as the whole angle of him and Nia Jax hooking up, no, I'm not with that. That's just not entertaining. It's not exciting. I mean, that's just okay.
And these dumbass fucking love angles. I'm sorry, it's just the Rusev shit all over again. Like right, it doesn't matter how many times they get away from it. They always try to find some fucking reason to go back to a stupid fucking storyline that I don't care for.
No, but it's I mean, brother Stacy, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, can I just? I mean, I call her New Jax because she's just reckless in the ring. I've never been a fan of Nia Jax. We all know why she's got a position. I mean, Ember Moon, Bayley, Zelina Vega, Charlotte Flair, bloody Andrade, Zayn. Who's next on her list that she hasn't taken out?
Becky Lynch. Remember, she broke Becky Lynch's nose. Remember that?
Yo, she trashed Becky Lynch. I was laughing. I'm like, Becky Lynch. I was like, damn, Becky.
Bro, Becky Lynch took that like a champ.
She did take that shit like a champ. She broke her nose. Just like, I give Becky. Yeah, she did. That shit like a champ, though.
Yeah.
And that got her up.
Go ahead. No, but you're right. So, I mean, go ahead. Sorry.
Who's next on her death squad? She's just gonna hit someone, but I'm not a fan of those angles. I haven't seen this person who she's meant to have a love interest with, but I have no interest in it whatsoever. Send her to the performance center, let her work on her craft a little bit more because she's so dangerous in the ring. She's just dangerous, you know what I mean? And I feel bad for these girls, and she's getting away with murder. I mean, there's about 7-8 girls she's including R-Truth that she's fucked up. So she needs to go easy a little bit. But yeah, I have no interest in seeing Nia Jax whatsoever, and then that goes for Shayna Baszler as well. No interest in that at all.
That's true, but Shayna Baszler, Lisa, no, she's tough. I mean, you can watch her and be entertained because she's tough because she comes from UFC. Remember, she was on Team Ronda. But as far as Nia Jax, Nia Jax is injured. Like actually, Nia Jax is actually injured. Alexa Piss too, and they're best friends. Oh, so she's injured her too. So she's injured almost 10 people, and she keeps doing it. Like I said, the only reason why she doesn't get any reprimanded or any shade because she's The Rock's cousin. And WWE doesn't want to damage their relationship with The Rock because when in the future when WrestleManias come up and they need somebody big to sell or to get people to buy it, they're gonna call on The Rock, but they can't call on The Rock forever. So they got to build somebody new because The Rock doesn't really need him because The Rock makes $20 million per movie. He's been producing movies. He's actually bought the XFL and is going to do something with it, later. So he's got his own stuff going on. So they can call him The Rock. You can't call him Taker. You can't call him Austin. So who's left? So I'm just saying. So to me, I would either send Nia Jax back to development to wrestle and try not to injure people, or I would just release her because I don't see Nia Jax really going anywhere. I mean, yeah, she was women's champion one time, but she's only been women's champion. You notice she's only been women's champion like one time and never again. See, there's never been really a second push for her. She's just there. You know what I mean? She's a tag team champion.
Do you think that's why she's in the tag team though? So it's like it limits her time, like in the ring. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, the whole thing with her putting Lana through the table all those weeks, to me also, you know what else? You know what else is really bad for her? The minute when she is on an apron and goes, my butt, my hole, that really buried her.
Oh yeah, everybody. Yeah,
everybody. On Twitter, everybody on Twitter has been laughing at her. I mean, she can't try, but everybody's been dogging on her. And the thing is, when she first came out, she was supposed to be promoted as a monster, a monster heel, big and bad and real monster, so intimidating.
Yeah.
With that now, even the love angle now, that's just there's nothing intimidating about her anymore. She's not scary.
The love angles, they kill like
right, yeah, they kill it. See, I mean, I can see anybody else doing that, especially a diva knows somebody who's diva, a girly girl. I can see Dana Brooke doing that. Manny Rose, you know what I mean? Remember Manny Rose and Otis? I can see that.
Yeah.
Nia Jax and Love Angle, no. Nia Jax is supposed to be a monster crushing people. I mean, she's injuring people already, legitimately. So why don't you have her just crush people, and also, but not have her, injure people. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, so. So that's just me, I'm just saying, but Nia Jax has a new love angle. I'm like, oh boy, oh my God, here we go. It's all downhill. To me, it's just all downhill for her. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. So, but anyway, being that as it may,
I agree.
Oh, one more thing. On Raw Talk this past Monday, Peyton Royce, formerly of the Iconics, she cut an emotional promo saying she wants a chance, an opportunity, like everybody else is doing. No, she's trying to be all serious. It's like this. Okay, Billy Kay with that whole resume bullshit. Being funny and everybody comes to the ring. She's showing a resume. Hey, want to be part of it? You want women manager? I got my resume here. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is that? Nobody cares. But Corey Graves' dumbass saying she took the ball and ran with it. I wouldn't call that running with the ball. I just call it doing something ridiculous and stupid. Peyton Royce, who's wrestled, she had a few tag matches, but really hasn't really done anything. You know what I mean? So she's like sitting in the locker room with nothing to do. But to me, the Iconics were stupid anyway. I mean, that whole Iconic was ridiculous.
Oh man,
you like that shit?
What? That was my thing. I ain't even gonna lie.
Okay. I mean, hey, like I said, to each his own. I respect that, but I couldn't stand that shit.
What'd she say in her promo or her segment?
Well, it's on YouTube. I could cue it up, but like I said, it's actually a link right here. I'll click on it. Hold on.
Okay. So what she wants a match.
She wants an opportunity. She's saying she can do anything that she sees other people, other women in the locker room getting an opportunity to do. She can do it better. Okay, here it is. Yeah. Actually,
I'm sick and tired of that. I explained earlier. Is it?
Actually, I have it up right here. If the video will come up, it's I could play it, but I don't want to get flagged. But I can. Well. Should I screen share it? Well, actually, no, I can just read it. Okay, hold on. It says, here it is. Royce is frustrated due to her feeling that her talents are not being displayed on television. She also brought up Raw Women's Champion Asuka going down with a tooth injury, and she feels, on a side note, that's what happened to Asuka. Shayna Baszler legit kicked her in the face and knocked her front tooth out.
So we got Shayna turning to Nia. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess Nia is rubbing off on Shayna. That's a revolting thought. But anyway,
Damn it. I don't like Nia.
okay. He says, here's Peyton Royce's quote. I'm about to set one thing straight once and for all. I have been quiet, but closed mouths don't get paid. Well, somebody should tell her you could go Vince's route because closed legs don't get paid either. So Vince, I'm pretty sure Vince's office is always open, Peyton Royce. So that's like I said, you could go the Alexa Piss route, but that's up to you. But being that as it may, anyway. She said, okay, closed mouths don't get paid. I'm not here to hide my talents. In fact, my talents are hiding behind the opinions of others. But why not just let me go? Ooh, just let me go and see what happens. Asuka is injured, and that sucks for her. But when a talent goes down, a spot opens up, and that spot is massive. So why not me? Why does it always have to be the same old, same old? I packed up my life, moved across the world with not a lot of support, with not a lot of a support system to chase this dream. For what? To get stuck in the locker room and watch them do what I do better than 98% of them? I disagree with that. And that 2%, I sure can give them a run for their money. At this point, she started to get emotional while talking about how personally she takes it to be overlooked. It actually hurts when you know deep in your soul you are destined to be where you are, striving for what you deserve. My potential haunts me. When you're striving for something you really feel you deserve, this is where I'm meant to be. My patience has been running thin for quite some time, so stop wasting my time and give me Asuka. Okay, now, as far as that promo goes, I think that's a promo just for the gimmick, I guess, maybe to give her a chance, like see how the promo goes. Maybe it's a gimmick to give her some kind of something to go. But as far as everything else she said, 90% better than everybody else, I don't think so. You were hired based on your looks. Okay, yeah, you're from Australia. You packed up this country with not a lot of a support system. Okay, I get that. But I've seen you in the ring, Peyton Royce. You were part of you were a part of a ridiculous tag team called the Iconics, and there was nothing iconic about you except maybe, like I said, your looks. That's all you have. Same thing with Billy Kay. And Billy Kay running with the ball, no, that's not a ball that you run with. Going around everybody, hey, this is my resume. Hey, let's tag team. I mean, it's silly. It was just stupid. I mean, both of them on both sides, they were stupid together, and they're even more, and they just suck even more. They suck even more now apart. So what's there for them? I mean, what's there for Peyton Royce? Okay, either one go first. What is the purpose for Peyton Royce? Anybody?
I just think it's like I explained earlier. It's the sick and tired of the same people doing this, the same people doing that. It's like, as I'm saying, everybody does the same thing each and every week. It's just a different person that's saying the same thing. Notice the people that's being featured all the time aren't saying anything about it, because I mean it's WWE. WWE is going to push who they want to push. They're going to try to have the audience gravitate to whatever talent that they want. If WWE doesn't want fans to gravitate to you, then that's just going to happen, unless you're one of those rare special occasions to where it's so loud, so rowdy that WWE has no choice but to acknowledge it. And even when WWE can, acknowledge it, not even sometimes, all the time, they'll fight it for so long until eventually WWE has to give in and give the talent their due. So I think that's going to fall as far as Peyton Royce goes. Now, I can agree with her saying, let me get in the ring with Asuka and just see what happens. If she happens to be, women's champion and it happens, I mean, I can say go for it. If you can say you had a chance, being women's champion, and see how far it goes. I mean, you never know. Maybe it could spark the people to be happy. Maybe it could spark the people to be pissed. We don't know. But I mean, if she's never given that chance, then from that aspect, I can agree with her. But her, once again, being better than 98% of the people, I'm not.
And to
I'm not agree.
Yeah, okay. Brother Stacy, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm not very knowledgeable on the Iconics. I don't really watch anything to do with them, to be honest. But I am aware of who they are and that. And yeah, go on.
No, wrong with Nothing wrong with that. There are talents that we just don't care for. I understand. I'll be honest.
I understand if you don't want to watch them, but here's the thing. I'll give you a brief on them. Basically, they were a dime a dozen divas who were a tag team. They both are from Australia. They're best friends. To me, they couldn't wrestle even when they were together.
Yeah. Yeah,
they had promos and they just came to the ring and they wrestled a little bit, but they always lost. And the thing is, they were supposed to feud with the Bellas, but the Bellas ended up getting hurt, of course. But anyway, no, it was long story short.
I remember them.
Go ahead. Your audio again.
Yeah. Up to date with their whole situation, but I remember them as I just remember them as a team, but not very up to date with them.
Okay. Moving on. Anyway, my thoughts on them is just I don't Zargon Stacey. I don't see nothing for Peyton Royce. I mean, here's the thing. She shouldn't even be in the ring with Asuka because Asuka is so good. Asuka comes from Japan. Asuka has style. She can fight. I mean, Asuka can hurt you too. So if you put Asuka in the ring with Peyton Royce, it'll be a squash match because anybody knows Asuka could probably squash her with one hand tied behind her back. But the thing is, in WWE, if she makes an impression or sleeps with the right official, she'll be booked to win the belt. But see, even if you book her to win the belt, it's not going to look believable, and it's not going to be believable because it's Peyton Royce and Asuka. Trust me, it's like what the fuck?
I don't think they have to necessarily have a one-on-one match. I mean, it could be her. It could be a triple threat. It could be a fatal 4-way 6-pack challenge, whatever the fuck they call it nowadays. Even the multi woman match and just have it like even if it's like a fluke win, like she just accidentally just so happens to be at the right place at the right time. I mean, there are ways that you can take the belt off somebody and put it on somebody else without the other person that lost, the title looking weak, as they say, or looking bad. I mean, wrestling in general is just beyond the imagination. So I think because of that, I think she can be a champion, but it's just if she's given a chance to fight for the title, I don't really see an issue with it. I just think that WrestleMania is just a little too big. That's my only thing. Mm-hmm. I think it was like maybe a pay-per-view after WrestleMania and things like that. Then okay, I could see it. But at a WrestleMania, you got to put your big your top people on. You gotta get them on the show because you're trying to attract. I understand. Wrestling. People want to see guys and girls win titles and championships and things like that. But people also have to remember that WWE is a business, and if your stock and your revenue, your stock ain't going up while you're on TV. You're not drawing any money, and if you're not drawing any money, then you can't be champion. And that's unfortunate, but that's just how it is.
Right, yeah, and Peyton Royce is even with or without fans. Peyton Royce would never be a draw. No, the reason why other girls were draws, some of them were draws on their talent alone. Others were draws on their looks, but they couldn't wrestle. See, to me, Trish Stratus was a draw on her looks, but see, she got she got real popular, and she had a few moves. The chick kick and all that other stuff. She
was decent though. She wasn't like looking like Eva Marie. Sorry, Eva Marie.
But Eva Marie was trash. I'm sorry, Eva Marie was straight trash.
But she was fine as fuck.
That's all there is to her. See, you can be fine as fuck. I don't care if you're fine as fuck. Can you wrestle? If you can't wrestle, get to stepping.
But a lot of people can agree with that. Like a lot of people say, like, she's not, she's fine as fuck, but she can't wrestle for shit. And I agree.
Right.
She's fine as fuck, but she couldn't wrestle for shit. And when you have somebody like Brian Kendrick trying to train you, and you still can't get it through your head, there's a serious fucking problem. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah. And see, it's Eva Marie of all people. That's why it's like I said, I did a video on her a long time ago, years ago. That video got like over 60,000 views.
I think I did see that video.
Yeah, this is when I was, friends with certain people, which I don't especially with no more. But I'm just saying, I don't care if you Eva Marie, Trish, even Sable was trash, and Luna Vachon had to carry her.
It's trash.
Yeah, because and I think Sable could wrestle. The only highlight of her career was she did 2 Playboys. Wow, a whoopee.
But she drew money though, so that's the only credit I can give her.
Yeah, she drew money. Yeah,
as trash as I think she is, she drew money. It's the same thing.
Yeah, she drew money because, like I said, she was in the right era, at the right time, attitude era. You know what I mean?
Terry Wilson wasn't a wrestler at all, but Tori Wilson was hot. Well, she still is hot, but she put asses in seats, and then that's what it comes down to. If you can put asses in seats, regardless of what you're doing, then you gotta give them their just.
True, yeah. Like I said, see, most of them girls who had the looks, the attitude era, that's the only reason why they had jobs for the time. See, and look, Lita. Now, Lita had looks, but she could wrestle. She was good. Because remember, she was paired with the Hardy Boys. She could do the flips,
Okay. Lita is one of my all-time favorites. She's in my top 3, top 4, if you want to say. But I think she was okay as a wrestler. I just think that she was more like a high-flying type, like how WWE had her portrayed, more of the high flyer rather than like the technical wrestler. So I think Lita was good at what she did. Like if she's trying to be, if you have Lita in a match trying to be technical, it just looked weird. But if you have her flying off, doing hurricane ranas and cross bodies and moonsaults, I think that's where she shined at. Same thing with Jeff Hardy. I think Jeff Hardy, was like the daredevil that everybody, liked and things like that. But to me, Jeff Hardy couldn't wrestle for shit. Same thing with Lita. They couldn't wrestle for shit, but they were very charismatic.
I'm gonna disagree with you respectfully. I thought they wrestled. I mean, they had moves. They were entertaining. Oh, on one more side note, there's an article link I saw. Jeff Hardy says AEW is more open minded. WWE is set in their ways. I agree with that totally.
Oh, I agree with that. Totally. If Jeff Hardy said that, then I can agree with that.
And the funny thing is, Jeff Hardy still works in WWE, so I kind of wonder how that's going to be taken by the officials and Vince. So see, sometimes when you say certain things, you get put in the doghouse. But hey, who knows? Hey, look, I hope Jeff joins his brother in AEW because Matt Hardy is doing pretty good in AEW himself with his gimmick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Matt Hardy. Well, see, that's the thing though. Jeff Hardy was the more popular, more daredevilish type, but Matt Hardy was the better wrestler.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. So with being that those two styles were very different. I mean, even though they're brothers, it looked a lot better because they both brought something different to the table. Just like Matt Hardy on the mic, I think he's way better than Jeff Hardy on the mic could ever be. So
of course, yeah. Because like I said, you had Broken Matt, you had Matt Hardy version 1. Remember that?
Version 1 will always be my favorite. Matt Hardy nation will always be and forever be a place in my heart. Yes. And that's a crazy thing. He was going after the cruiserweight, and he had people like going ape shit for him. So if someone like Matt Hardy can make a cruiserweight title that fucking popular, like people really like want to see him as a cruiserweight champion, Matt Hardy could have gone further than that, but WWE just didn't see it. And I think honestly, Matt Hardy fell under that Christian effect. It didn't matter what they did, like. And this is the one thing I hate about wrestling. I hate about wrestling so much. It's like when fans and Vince McMahon sees you in a certain light, it doesn't matter what you do. It's like you can never change it. Like, for example, take sports, for example. You can have a team one year be absolutely trash. They could be 0-16 or whatever. And then the next year they could be 16-0. In sports, that shit could happen. But in wrestling, it's like once people see you a certain way, it's like you can never change. And that's the one thing about wrestling I just don't like. I will never like at all.
Well, wrestling is scripted anyway. So,
but I just don't like when people when they see you just one way and that's all you can be, or that's all you can ever be.
Well, that's how that is. See, once they see you with something that fits your character and they're comfortable with it, if they try to do you a different way, they're not going to take to it. See, that's how careers end. So, to me, when Bray Wyatt first started out, he was awesome, and the character still is awesome. I'm talking about not the Fiend, but the Bray Wyatt with when you had with Eric and Brody and the other one with the bald head with the orange. Yeah, Brody and Rowan.
It wasn't like the Wyatt family did something to mess up. So that was just a WWE fuck up. They fucked that shit up.
Maybe so, but also John Cena helped because the minute you paired John Cena up with Bray Wyatt, it went downhill for him. It went downhill because he was so cool. But it's a good thing, he can bounce back and like I say, we got the Fiend now. We got the Fiend and we got the Fiend / Mr. Rogers.
I still don't understand the Fiend character. It makes no fucking sense to me. I don't get it. So
we're so happy that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never end. But anyway,
type shit to me. I don't know.
I know. I'm just saying. We call him a Bray Wyatt / Mr. Rogers of the WWE with the red sweater and the puppets. So anyway, I'm just saying though. But also, look at Chavo Guerrero Chavo Guerrero right before Eddie Guerrero died. Remember, Current White. If it ain't white, it ain't right.
Oh my God, I love the character.
I hated that. I hated that. They had it with the blonde hair. They had it with the golf polo shirts. I'm like, what the?
I did that shit for Halloween in school. I did that shit for Halloween in school with the current shit. And this is when I had hair. I had a fro, so I dyed that shit blonde. Yo, I came into school with the sweater and it was acting like Current White. Yo, that shit was hilarious, but it was embarrassing at the same time.
Yeah, that was. But like I said, when Eddie Guerrero died, that shit he disappeared real quick because he had the black hair, banana. Yeah, he was, but you're right. No, Current White. It was funny. It was funny. Are you serious?
It was just a funny, stupid gimmick. Like I don't mind like funny, stupid gimmicks. I don't mind them. Even if they take place for a short time. I mean, think of The Rock. The Rock came back as Hollywood Rock. The Rock wasn't like serious like he's Brock Lesnar. He did come back. I mean, he did have a serious persona, but he also had comedy in that character, like with stuff with the Hurricane, which was fucking hilarious, which is still something memorable to this day. Is the Hurricane the biggest superstar in WWE history? No. You can make somebody remember Hurricane because of that. You're doing your job. You're still being
I remember Hurricane
on roster. You still remember.
I remember Hurricane Helms more than I would Eva Marie. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Stand back. There's a hurricane come through. Look out, Hurricane! It's Mighty Molly. Remember that?
Oh, speaking of Mighty Molly, okay, this is just gonna be a rant real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
WWE. Okay, so now WWE has an inductee of Molly Holly being into the Hall of Fame, and this is just nitpicking. Okay, I'm nitpicking right now. Of all the fucking photos for WWE to use for Molly Holly being inducted into the Hall of Fame, they went with that blonde, long hair bullshit. That just pissed me off to no end. Like, I'm like, y'all couldn't use any other photos that she had. Like, anybody that sees Molly Holly is used to the brown hair or brunette, whatever. Even if it's the short hair, even if you put bald-headed Molly Holly, I would rather have seen that than that blonde bullshit that they put on. I'm like, here WWE goes with this blonde bimbo bullshit again. And I was just nitpicking. I was supposed to actually do a video and rant on that, but I'm gonna do it here. So I'm over it, and I'm gonna shut up now.
Hey, Stacey, what are your thoughts on Molly Holly going into the Hall of Fame? I mean, I congratulate her because she was also a good wrestler. She was a great wrestler.
She should have been same thing with Victoria. Should have been in the Hall of Fame. It shouldn't have taken it. That's ridiculous.
It's definitely.
I would say Jazz, but she's.
It's well deserved. I think Molly Holly. I think she's also a good person out of the ring. I know she's done a lot. She's done a lot for Crash's family after he passed away and that, and she's trained up a lot of girls. She's a good person in that, and she lives a good life in that, and she's happy within herself, and. I think it's well deserved as well. I remember her back from the Team Madness though myself. Those are the days, man. But congratulations to Molly Holly, man. She's definitely well deserved.
Yeah, I've heard. I remember a video I saw on Xbox. He said when he talked about people, he said Molly Holly. She's literally a saint in the business. Molly Holly is the nicest person.
You don't hear that. You don't hear that often from people. You don't hear that.
Because most wrestlers are just bad people all around. I mean, whether they're heel or face. And I've heard. I've had friends who've been to the matches and have met babyface wrestlers. Say they were the biggest pricks. Said Brian Pillman. I've heard one guy's girlfriend said Brian Pillman was a prick. Lex Luger was cocky. I wish I could see that.
Yeah.
But Molly Holly must have, I guess you could say, must have God in her in some way because they say she's a really nice person. So it's like this. Yeah. You can approach her, say hi, get autographs. She'll take pictures.
And the fact that nobody has nothing bad to say about her.
Right. Yeah. There's no dirt, no nothing. So that means she's literally a classy woman, a class act in the business. That's rare.
That is super rare.
Yeah, very rare.
Yeah, and even Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's a bitch. As much as probably she was.
Man, fuck Hulk Hogan, man.
Oh yeah, of course. I know about this, Zargon. I did a video on him called "Lifestyles of the Rich and the Racist." Hogan was one of my first candidates because remember in the sex tape that he did with the radio dude's wife. What was his name? The guy.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Yeah, Bubba the Love Sponge. Yeah, he said that he said the N-word. So we now know who Terry Bollea really is.
But I'm saying that's the same reason I lost respect for Jim Cornette. I was like, bro, like, come on, like, how you gonna say some shit like that?
Yeah, the fried chicken, and I
It wasn't even the
got
fried
audio with
chicken.
him saying the N-word too.
I wasn't even upset about the fried chicken part. I was like, but I was like, okay, did it really have to be fried chicken though? Like seriously, like it could have been anything. Like you couldn't just say food in general.
Yeah,
but I was just kind of here and there. But when I heard that they had like the extra recording, so when Sammy Callahan did what he did to Jim Cornette, I guess on the pay-per-view or the show, I was happy. I was like, good for his ass.
Yeah, sure. The thing is, I did a video. I had audio of actually Jim Cornette saying the N-word, but when Hogan said it, the thing is, he went on that bullshit campaign of apologizing. He actually talked to them.
That's funny as fuck, and people was like, "Oh, you're just hating." I'm
like, no. Here's the thing. This is what I've said. Terry Bollea, you're not sorry you said it. You're sorry your white ass got caught. That's why that's the whole
exactly.
That's the whole thing in a nutshell. You're sorry your ass got caught.
And then they came in there talking about, oh, everybody's a little bit racist. I'm like, come on, bro, don't come in here with that bullshit.
No, yeah, and Hogan's full of bullshit. That's why
that was some bullshit. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Everybody has a little bit of racist. No. You had that in your mind as you being a racist and you saying and doing what you wanted to do. Not everybody has that thought. Like me personally, I base everything on individuality. Like if a person's a dickhead to me, then I'm gonna look at that person as a dickhead. That's how I do it. I don't just white people like, oh, you're racist because you're white. Like that's just dumb. Like who does that? That shit is stupid.
No, the thing is, he was taught that as a child. He picked it up as a child. He had to. So I'm pretty sure he's probably been or met some Klansmen around.
Could be.
So
it did happen back in the day. So I mean,
yeah. So I'm just saying. So my Hulkamania days were done right after that. So So anyway, like I say, hey, look, this has been a great show and a good discussion. So anything more you guys want to talk about?
I'm trying to think of anything, but no.
I'll wrap it up if you want to. We've been going 2 hours now.
We've been going 2 hours already?
Yeah, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah.
And my son been actually quiet. That's fucking surprising. Oh man. I know my son ain't asleep. I know he's not asleep. My daughter, she ain't even crying and screaming. I'm shocked by that.
You guys got top 5 wrestlers of all time in your opinion? Just before we close out.
Okay. Top wrestlers. My top 5. Okay, I'm gonna go with a guy who you guys probably never heard of, but he's from the '80s, back in the NWA. I don't know if you remember a guy named White Lightning, Tim Horner. He could wrestle. He was good. He was good. He could do flips, but he was just good though. He was great. I put him in my top 5. My top 5 will also be Owen Hart. Owen Hart, aka the Blue Blazer. Also, my top 5, Sting. Sting to me had the whole package. He could talk. He could wrestle. He had a good look. I mean, he wasn't clippy, but he could fight. But he also had moves. So that's 3. Let's see who's another top 5 guy I will go with.
My list was easy.
Okay, no, I'm gonna go with a tag team. Those two, the Can-Am Connection, Tom Ziggler and Martel.
Yeah, 2 more.
They were good. Yeah, so that's 4 right there. Okay, so my number 5 wrestler. Ooh, it's a hard one. I gotta think of somebody who's good.
Okay. Interesting.
I'll let y'all go. See, I'll think of somebody in a minute.
Oh yeah.
So Stacey, you want to go first? Who's your top 5? And we can't hear you again.
I think it's
your audio's.
I'll do mine. You got one second?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's messing up again. Fuck.
Oh, okay. Zargon, you want to go then?
Okay. Number 1 is The Undertaker. I know.
Okay.
Number 2 is Bret Hart. Number 3 is The Rock. Number 4 is Chris Jericho. And number 5 is Booker T.
Okay.
So say it. I just say it real quick. It's quick.
The best out of those 5 are Bret Hart, because The Rock to me can't wrestle, and neither can Booker T's all right, I guess. He's a brother, but he's. I know.
So.
He's so to me. I mean, I I couldn't get into the Spinneroonie. I'm sorry. I just.
It wasn't the Spinneroonie because the reason why Booker T is on there is because, mainly because he was a solo star, but also because of Harlem Heat.
Yeah.
I really thought they were from Harlem.
To me, he was better with Harlem Heat. Both of them wrestled in, because both of them they look good as Harlem Heat, a tag team. Because like I said, they were a good tag team with Harlem Heat. Yeah,
but that's my second favorite all-time tag team. See, when you added a tag team, that shit threw me off. I'm like, fuck, he threw a tag team, shit. Because my tag team will always be number one. Will always be the Dudley Boys. I just grew up on the Dudley Boys, Team 3D, whatever you want to call it.
Oh,
I just like the pairing of them two. So it was always the Dudley Boys. Then number 2 would be Harlem Heat. Number 3 would be the Hart Foundation with Bret Hart and the fuck is his name? Jim Anvil and
Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know why it won't come out of my mouth. So it'd be Bret and Jim. What's that? Number 3? Number 4 will always be the Hardy Boys. I just like the Daredevil persona, with those 2 guys. And number 5 would be the Legion of Doom, because when I used to play Nintendo 64 and I used to put them on my shoulder, put the whoever I was fighting on my shoulder, and then my brother would come off the top rope and clothesline the fuck out of him with the Doomsday device. So those are always my 5 favorites.
Yeah, no, see me, I grew up on the Road Warriors. I love the Road Warriors. Hulk and Animal. They had the best. They had the best.
I was fucking with it.
They had the best. They had the best promos. Hulk and Animal, especially on the Superstation with TBS. They had the best promos. I mean, they were just awesome. They could talk. I mean,
hell yeah.
Okay, my number 5 top wrestler. I'm gonna go with. I got so many I'm thinking of, but I'm
saying that shit is tough, but
yeah.
I just want to
go with as far as his technical. I mean, he was small, but he could fight, he could punch, and he can. I'm gonna go with the man with the hands of stone, Ronnie Garvin.
Okay.
Yeah, I miss watching him. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go with. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to go with Bret Hart as my number 1. Bret Hart is the number 1. Number 2, I'm gonna have to go with Macho Man. Number 3, I'm gonna have to go with Kurt Angle. Number 4, I'm gonna have to go with probably it's a bit of an odd one, but I'm gonna maybe Dynamite Kid, because when I find Dynamite Kid, I'd never seen anyone wrestling like that.
It's your list, bro. Shit, if somebody got something to say about it, fuck them.
Yeah, that's Dynamite Kid. Yeah, that's a good list. Yeah,
I fucks with Dynamite Kid.
Oh hell yeah,
Dynamite Kid. And number 5, this is a toss up between either Eddie Guerrero and another left field one, Mike Awesome. I just thought Mike Awesome in his prime in ECW was one of the greatest big men I've ever seen. I thought that guy was as intense as you could get. The guy was power bombing. He had about 12 different power bombs. The guy was flying through the air. Say what you like about his character in life. I just thought he was. They pissed on him when he went to WCW. He was the fat chick Thriller and all of that. But when he was in ECW, he was a monster, and that's what I remember of Mike Awesome. I remember Mike Awesome. So yeah, I'd have to say Bret Hart, Kurt Angle. Yeah, Bret Hart, Kurt Angle, Dynamite Kid, Mike Awesome, or Eddie Guerrero, one of the 2. But yeah,
I would go more Eddie Guerrero. But Dynamite, both of British Bulldogs were awesome. I think Dynamite was more technical than Davey Boy Smith, though. But Davey Boy Smith,
definitely.
Davey Boy Smith was more power. I think he was the power in the group. But the thing is, they're like brothers. You know what I mean? Because they were the same size almost. I think Davey Boy maybe had more muscle, just a little muscle, than Dynamite Kid. But Dynamite Kid, he was quick. Yeah, he could do like a snap suplex. I mean, he was.
Hell yeah, he revolutionized the business. Nobody was doing the stuff he was doing when he was coming out flying through the ropes. Those kind of moves, those quick moves, those kip ups, and all those kind of things. And I just think he was. I mean, I read his book, Pure Dynamite. That shit was explosive, man. Man, he was just balls to the wall, honest in that book. And yeah, I was a big fan of him after that and that. And I just went back and looked at some of his stuff. But it was just off the cuff, man. I just wanted to get you guys.
What the sad thing about today's wrestling is, it's like nobody looks back at the older wrestlers and see shit they did or shit they do and take something that they did, and try to use it in today's era. I don't know why nobody looks at tape like that shit. Like, you're in WWE, you should have a whole fucking alumni section of videos that you can watch, even if the video is in black and white. Like you gotta have something. Like, nobody takes the time to look at that shit, and it's sad. It's sad that the fans look more at that shit, and they may take something from that more than the wrestlers themselves. I'm like, that makes no sense. Like, everybody in wrestling wrestles the same way. A freaking clothesline is parallel to a suicide dive through the ropes, because everybody and their mama does it. It's the same thing with a super kick. Everybody and their mama does it, and it's just. It just makes no sense to me. Nobody wants to stand out.
Yeah, I agree. They've prostituted the super kick, in my opinion. It's been prostituted. Like, everyone does it now.
I'm gonna start using that. I'm using that.
Yeah, and here's something else. Yeah, like look at it. Oh, go ahead.
When Shawn Michaels did the super kick, that was it. You only one time. Now you're getting like 12, 13 different super. It's taken taking the impact of it out of it completely. So I totally agree. Why don't they go back and look at how it's done and learn how to sell as well? Learn from some of the greats like Bret Hart. You get punched in your mouth. He makes it look like he really got punched in his mouth. You know what I mean? These guys, they can't sell some of the stuff these days.
And the thing about Bret Hart was he could punch you and not leave a bruise. That was his. He was an expert at that. That's how you're supposed to punch. You can punch him real hard and not leave a bruise.
Right.
That was the magic of it and the illusion. Right. But as far as another top wrestler I'm gonna name, his one, I don't hear people mention another good wrestler, probably be in the top 5. Tito Santana. He was awesome.
I only hear a few people talk about him. I don't hear a lot of people talk about him, so I can agree with you on that. I hear very few.
He was good though, and like I said, he was the one that Macho Man beat for the title, the IC title years ago when he cheated. When he became the IC title all that time, he beat Tito for it. And Tito, Tito teamed with Rick Martel when Tom Zink left, and they became Strike Force. Oh. This is before he became before he turned heel and became the Rick the model Martel. He would spray that arrogance in your face. Eric called it arrogance.
Yeah, but see, nobody takes those personas no more, man.
No one remembers those. See, I remember that shit. See, no one talks about it, but see, I remember that. Today's wrestlers should watch all that stuff from back then. Storyline, tag matches, wrestling matches, promos, and learn how to cut a damn promo, because no one in the WWE can cut a promo to me. Very few can cut a promo. The only good promo I hear is sometimes when somebody old school comes back, and they, like I said, Sting can still talk, cut a promo. See, when Sting talks, I can still watch him and be entertained because I'm invested. I'm invested in what he's going to happen, what he's going to do, which is why I was invested in that street fight tag match he had with Darby Allin against Taz's FTW guys.
It's so funny seeing Sting in a street fight. That's just interesting to see.
Oh, but it was good though. It was good because he had the chair. I mean, he was doing his thing. He gets to do it. Oh, as far as promos, have them watch some Roddy Piper promos. Roddy Piper, just like Jim Cornette. Roddy Piper could talk. He was entertaining. He could make you laugh, and he could talk and be serious.
That's what I don't get. Because I mean, I know a lot of people don't like him. I know a lot of people don't like him. But take The Miz. The Miz is one of those guys that can talk on the mic. The Miz is one of those guys that can get people to hate him. Okay, and this is how I knew that Miz was really fucking good at what he does. No pun intended to Jericho saying that line, something along those lines. But like when you win a championship, right? He wins the WWE championship and people can't stand him. He's a champion and people can't stand him. Now, MVP comes out, does a little talk about, the deal that they struck or whatever.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Next week, Bobby Lashley faces The Miz, right? Yeah. Now, mind you, The Miz is a heel, right?
Yep.
Bobby Lashley is a heel, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Bobby Lashley beats The Miz for the title. And the part that a lot of people have overlooked, the fact that Bobby Lashley beat The Miz and everybody was cheering for Bobby Lashley, I'm sorry, but I got to give a character his due. Like, people hate you that much that even when another bad guy beats you, they're fucking happy. You don't see that. And think about it. Like, really, when's the last time that a heel beat a heel for a championship. Like, how often does that happen? That doesn't happen often.
No, it doesn't. Right? Yeah, the Miz is an awesome heel. True. But I have to say, yeah, the Miz can talk, but to me, he was always annoying. I just hate the Miz.
But I think that's the part that makes him great, though, is because
you're right too. You're right too. Yeah, it does.
You just want to be like, oh my god, if I could just get my hands on him, I'd just beat his ass. Like that's a emotional investment, though.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I can say now. You're right. Maybe that's why I hate the Miz so much, because he is good. He's like a modern day Ric Flair, because Ric Flair I despised for years, but he was very entertaining. The Miz, I guess you can say the Miz is one of the few who can actually do the job today, where everybody else can't.
That's what I'm saying. Like people don't look at it that way, and then it's like, because it's like everybody who turns heel is like, most people like nowadays fans would cheer the heels more than the faces, and it's like, okay, that's a major problem. I mean, think of Randy Orton. Randy Orton is a heel, but people are cheering him, so it's kind of hard for a guy like Randy Orton to get people to boo him, despise him, regardless of what he does. Even if he RKO's like a popular woman, the people are gonna sit there and cheer for that shit. So it kills all credibility, which I think is one of the reasons why Orton should stay like a tweener, like in the middle. Like he doesn't care if you're a good guy or a bad guy. Just everybody's getting
credibility. It didn't kill the credibility with me, because when he RKO'd Alexa Bliss, I was happy as hell.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. People were cheering for that shit.
I was too. I can't stand Alexa Bliss. So like, right, shut her up and get her out of there. Shut up and get her out of there.
Same as when he done it to Nia Jax.
Exactly. I'm saying, I was cheering that shit though, even though he RKO'd my girl night. But that shit was funny. But then people was complaining and crying about it because Randy Orton RKO'd a woman. I'm like, come on, man.
Oh, of course. Remember, you got to remember something. This is the Me Too movement. Remember that. See, that's abusive to women.
Get the fuck out of here. Nobody want to hear that dumb shit. Come on.
I know, but it's abuse. They take it as abusing women. It's abusive to women. You know, look, she's a wrestler. Abusing to women. How many women that she injured? Okay, then. I mean.
But it's like that is all this entertainment. They do it on TV shows. They do it on movies.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the difference?
True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So why not in wrestling? That's just dumb. I mean, people all in their feelings about that.
Daddy.
That shows.
I mean, I still like when he RK'd Stacy Keibler. I still remember that. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
He's woke.
Mama up.
Yeah.
All right. That's my
What's
son.
up, man? All right.
He's trying to be all in the camera.
That's cool. Yeah.
All in the camera. But
anyway, like I said, anything else y'all want to discuss, or y'all want to wrap it up? I guess.
I can wrap it up.
Oh, you good? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna hit the sack.
Yeah. True. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Y'all want to give your final thoughts on the show, or any final thoughts on anything?
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, man. Appreciate that, brother.
Always.
Speak with you again, Zargon.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Yes. Zargon, any final thoughts?
See, my son, he don't know how to act now.
Okay. Hey, no, you got any final thoughts on wrestling, or what should be done, or
Yes, I do.
Oh, I said everything I needed to.
Okay, cool. I got you. All right.
I said everything I needed to.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and wrap this up. Well, this has been an awesome discussion.
Oh yeah. One more thing before I go.
Go ahead.
Bow Wow Soldier Boy tag.
Man, I paid that shit no attention.
Oh, look, okay. I know it's gonna wrap it up, but we'll have one more discussion thought. It'll be short. Rikishi's training Bow Wow. I like Rikishi, but you're training Bow Wow. Bow Wow's not a wrestler; he's a rapper. I'm sorry, and this is the problem with WWE. Okay, bring in wrestlers. You got NXT bringing wrestlers. Stop bringing in stop bringing in rappers for wrestlers. I mean, look over in the AEW, Snoop Dogg of all people tried to come off the top rope, and that shit looked like trash. You didn't see it? No, yes. AEW, Snoop went off the top rope. I kid you not. It was. I'm gonna link you to it
afterwards.
Hey, look, I'm gonna link you to it and show you. But look, that shit was stupid. Like, oh hell no! Look. Just stay a rapper. I mean, I love his rap. His rap knows, like I said, I still listen to his first album, but Snoop should not be in the ring.
Send it to me on Messenger.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'm gonna link you both. I'm gonna link it to Stitch on Twitter. I'm gonna link you to on Messenger. But look,
okay, Twitter works.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm linking Stacey because Stacey's not on Facebook. I'm linking him on Twitter. I'll link it to you on Facebook. But look, Snoop is not a wrestler. He's a rapper. He tried to come on, and that shit look like trash. I mean, he just made the top rope move look bad. But like I said,
too fucking old to be doing frog splashes or any type of anything off the top rope. That man gonna break a bone, and you know Snoop Dogg is like 2 pounds, 2 ounces soaking wet.
Right? Yeah, he's skinny.
I love Snoop. I respect the Snoop, but he ain't got no damn business being in no goddamn ring.
Really? He doesn't. I'm just saying, look, rappers need to stop trying to be wrestlers. And then Bow Wow, of all people, Bow Wow?
Bow Wow.
I can't see that.
And God knows how long.
The dude, Bow Wow is smaller than Alexa Piss. I'm just saying, that's how small he is. I mean, if he gets in the ring, it's going to look really stupid. I'm sorry.
Who would have to sell for him?
What do you say?
Who would have to sell for him though?
I don't know.
Like who's Bow Wow and Soulja Boy gonna face? Like seriously, who's gonna sell for those two?
Really? That's what I'm saying. See, rappers Bow Wow. I mean, I love you as an actor. Like I say, I have Roll Bounce. I have Lottery Ticket. 2 of his best movies.
Roll Bounce. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm just saying though. Don't get in the ring because Bow Wow is going to get squashed. Just don't get in the ring. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. But anyway, But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Everybody subscribe to Brother Zargon on his YouTube channel, and also be on the lookout. I'll be back again sometime with Brother Kid Stacey here. And at some point, like I said, this has been a great show. I want to say peace and blessings to both brothers.
All right.
All power to the people. Hashtag for the culture. As always, like I said, I hope Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Business keep all the gold for a long time to come. Oh, one last side note. Like I said, having Bobby Lashley as a black man, having Bobby Lashley as a champion for right now, it's okay for now, but how long is it going to last? That's one thing you got to ask yourself. Because see, I'm pretty sure Vince.
Incredible, man. That's all I want to say. Just make everything make sense. Don't just have him being champion and then looking like a bitch. Like I've seen WWE do that plenty of times. Like they'll give a man or a woman a championship, and then it's like once they win the championship, they'll just have them look like a fucking joke. So let's hope WWE doesn't do that with Lashley.
I'm just saying, having these black men have all the gold, I'm pretty sure Vince probably deep in his subconscious racist mind isn't comfortable with that or doesn't like that.
Right, yeah,
I'm pretty sure because here's what I see coming for Bobby Lashley, and this is a match they should have did years ago. Eventually, I'm guessing Brock Lesnar is going to pop back up. He's gonna face Bobby Lashley for the belt at WrestleMania. That's what I'm thinking.
I hope so, man. I really hope so, man. Because like fans been wanting that match for the longest. Fans have been screaming for that match even back then.
True, so, yeah.
I don't know what it is with WWE.
Now the thing is, here's what I would do if I was WWE to make it right. I would have Brock come back, but have Brock lose and have Lashley keep the belt for a while, at least until SummerSlam or through SummerSlam. That would be the right thing to do.
Hell yeah.
But
Lashley's good
because Bobby Lashley,
he's going to need credit.
Yeah, because I think Lashley can run with the belt for a while because look, they gave him a whole new intro. He's got a whole new intro, and the Hurt Business with Shelton and Cedric as tag team champions and MVP managing them. It's money. Like I said, Zargo, you said you can't find a Hurt Business shirt. You know why? They're selling out. You got black folks put money in Vince's pocket. How ironic is that? You know what I mean? Personally, I don't want to put down. I don't want to put a dime in his pocket, but I do want a Hurt Business shirt. Well, he's champion.
Shit, I've been with like each month. I always look for. I'm like, I cannot find one. This shit is sold out. Like, there's no more. I'm like, fuck.
So I just want to see how long Vince is going to let this go, or how long it's going to last. I would like to see it last at least maybe half a year or a year, but
something.
Yeah.
You gotta do something. And it's his first time winning the championship, and it's something that the fans have been wanting for a very long time. So don't fuck that up. Please.
True. Yeah.
Don't have this nigga Bobby Lashley coming out throwing pancakes next week. Please do not do that.
Yeah, or wearing a unicorn. That's for sure. Or eating a bowl of Bootios. Bootios. Remember that shit? Bootios. They made sure you ain't booty. Well, okay, that's enough of that. Okay, this has been a blast show. It's been a blast show. I'm gonna say peace and blessings, and I want to the chat. I want to say thanks for everybody for watching.
Thank you.
Michael Hill came in. Shout out to you. Thanks for watching.
All right.
Peyton Royce, also thanks for coming in and watching. And Y'all have a blessed night. Peace and blessings, y'all. We out.
You too,
Later,
boys.
bitch.
Shout out to the chat.